Hello and welcome to this evening's episode of Critical Role. We'll be with you in just a second. Unfortunately, we're down at Travis Willingham tonight, but Grog's stead, we have the rest of the party venturing forth into the Emberhold after just recently discovering Lady Kima. We shall see what happens very shortly, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and give you guys some character backstory. Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode of Critical Role. We unfortunately are down one grog this evening, as I mentioned before. However, we're missing him terribly, so we'll see what terrors will transpire in his absence. However, though, we do have some fun things to announce real fast. First off, we're still giving away promo kits for every 50 subscribers we get, so we'll be having those randomly drawn from everyone in the chat room every time 50 subscribers are joining the channel, I guess you would say. Also, every 10 subscribers, we're giving away Steam keys for different games, so also cool giveaways, which is kind of fun.
That's cool.
I want to take a moment also to mention our charity. That's the word I was looking for. It's been a long day. Our charity, 826LA, which we're putting up links in the chat room for you guys if you're able to donate. It's a fantastic program that tutors children, helps with creative writing and general literacy skills. It's a wonderful program. You can look it up at 826LA. Just Google it, find the website. It has all the information you need, but it's a really great charity, and we're still pushing that through our show every week. So thank you for all who have donated, and if you have the opportunity to do, highly recommend it.
Hells.
Indeed. Also, wanted to let you guys know we have, Risha wants to mention a cool sponsor tonight, or at least a promotional push we're pushing.
Yes, friends of the show, Espionage Cosmetics, hooked us all up with some awesome nerdy manicures. If you can see, we'll tweet pictures of our nails.
Yes.
So yes, we're all wearing awesome nails, and we're going to be doing a giveaway from Espionage. Their tabletop bath bombs, which have awesome D20s. So
D10s, technically.
D10.
Or there's a D10 and a D20.
No, there's a D20 and
you're
there's
right.
a D10 and there's a percentile die.
You're right. I saw the wrong side of it. My apologies.
So yes, and we'll probably also go ahead and throw in a Critical Role signed picture as well with this. What you have to do is tweet at Espionage Makeup is their Twitter, at Espionage Makeup, and hashtag Critical Role, and tell them what your favorite character is from Critical Role and who your favorite nail reps are today, and then we'll pick at halftime a winner.
Indeed, so fantastic. May have some more stuff down the road we'll be able to talk about, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and get everyone caught up to speed with what has transpired recently on Critical Role. So, the party, to give you a quick overview for those who have just joined us, they were given a mission to seek out a female halfling paladin named Lady Kima of Vord, who had been missing, going on a vision quest, apparently seeking some deep, dark evil that had begun to simmer and grow beneath the dwarven city of Craghammer. The party managed to make their way to the city, delve deep within its caverns, and discover an entire series of caves, and what eventually led to the Underdark itself, a subterranean landscape of terror and darkness. After a series of battles with some Duragar, which are kind of ashy-skinned evil dwarven offshoot people characters, and a few brushes with some illithids or mind flayer creatures, they managed to befriend one, or I should say ally with one, named Clarota, who has been traveling with them, who was apparently kicked away from his society and wishes re-entry to save them from the kind of ominous presence of this unseen, barely spoken entity called Kavarn. Long day. Long day. So, upon traveling deep into
Don't worry, Matt.
recesses...
You just have to talk for 3 straight hours.
I know. That's really...
Our day's just getting started.
I know. But yes, so they have now, after a series of battles, found their way into the magma-covered, kind of obsidian, jagged caverns where the Emberhold, the Duragar fortress, currently resides, where they believe Lady Kima was. Upon finding a way in, unfortunately announcing their presence to the fortress itself, they managed to find Lady Kima in a torture chamber beneath Emberhold, save her, slay her oppressor, and now they have, after a tenuous alliance was made, as Lady Kima and their Mind Flayer friend Clarota are very much at odds, a very tenuous alliance was forged, and they now journey back up to the main basement floor, or main base floor, of the Emberhold proper. And that's where we left off last time. So, hope you can absorb all that, guys.
We are inside this fortress.
Correct.
We are moving towards the armory. We're trying to find the armory or something, is that right?
You're trying to find, essentially, or Lady Kima has mentioned she wants to find the rest of her equipment, which she says is either an armory or she mentioned a vault. And also she knows, she mentioned something about vengeance to those who run the keep.
And
she stormed up.
We're following her, right?
You've followed her back up to the base floor of the Emberhold itself. You all currently are now back kind of where you started after you snuck into the side passage of the Emberhold.
Can
And
we
she
just
said she would lead the way to the vault.
can we just sort of listen or sense, like be quiet for a second and see if there's any footsteps around us or guards marching around? Are we in immediate peril, or do we have a second?
Everyone go ahead and make an immediate perception roll.
Okay.
Okay. So fast.
The website went live.
No, ma'am.
If we want to announce that now or later.
2?
No, 22.
Oh, 22.
28.
13?
24.
Fail.
10.
That's a fail. All right, so gotta be ready.
Ooh.
27.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll give you half of that.
Nearly at the ready. All right, so as you all take a moment and kind of still yourselves, your ears perk up, and you can hear what sounds like echoes of distant footsteps down hallways far out of sight. You hear some movement across the stone ceiling above you that eventually comes to a stop. And you wait for about a minute, and the entire place is now in a very eerie silence.
They know we're here still.
But they don't know where we are.
Maybe they went to sleep.
Lady Kima, do you remember where the vault is? Do you remember how I can get back there?
Kima turns to you, her eyes still peering back, and she's creeping towards the edge of the hallway. She looks back at you briefly and says, I've only seen half of this stronghold before they captured me. As far as I know, it's probably somewhere on the second floor.
What floor are we on now?
Ground floor.
Ground floor.
Right, cool. So it's just one up. one more.
Apparently.
Okay.
Or double, if
Were
you'd
they-
like
Or
to think
double
of it that
if
way.
Were there stairs, when we went down that set of stairs there, was there also
Stairs
stairs
going up?
going up right there?
There
or
were
no?
stairs right there? No.
Yeah.
There were
No.
stairs going up in the first room you entered.
Oh,
Right.
right. So we can
Yes.
go back in the little storage room
We could.
and go up.
We should just spend the next 3 hours in the storage room.
Let's go in the storage
Also
room and go
fine.
up.
Up to you guys.
Lady Kima, allow me to take a peek around the corner. See what's going on. So I'm gonna go stealth
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth.
and inch past her. That's good. 29.
29, all right. She begrudgingly steps back. You can see there's that kind of that eagerness to get in some sort of a fray or to feel something else bash against the side of this great sword that she borrowed from you guys. She lets you pass. Creep up along the edge. As you do, you see back here, there is in the middle of this hallway a series of doorways and what looks to be a large room in the center of the chamber where two Duergar currently stand.
Turn back to the group.
I
Alright.
go.
How about the other way?
Oh, why don't we just kill them?
Isn't that a corner, a dead-on corner right there?
This is another hallway.
Oh.
Another hallway.
Sneak up yonder, maybe?
Let's go kill the Duragar.
How dark is it in here? Is it light? You're go kill the
No, it's pretty dark in here. Like with low light vision, you're able to see maybe a good 30, 40 feet ahead of you.
Hello.
There are a few of those red crystal clusters that give off a little bit of light incrementally, but Duragar themselves, you've gotten to the point where you see they like it very, very dark. They actually aren't needing light. This is more of a courtesy to guests they may have.
So potentially, brother, we could take them both out if you throw a knife and I do an arrow.
Wait, didn't we see further past that? Because that's
No,
where
this
Grog did
is the area that we haven't been in yet.
Yeah.
I just put up a hand,
I thought that's the
and
hallway
then
where
sneak,
we all got out of the way.
slip around this direction.
Downstairs.
And slip down this second hall that you revealed.
All right. As you step past, you do see this room here is a little ajar.
Yes.
The inside looks to be a storage room. There's just a series of boxes, barrels, and various.
Maybe you can put yourself in a box and walk around.
Yes, Metal Gear Solid it.
I continue to creep away from my sister, specifically.
All right. You glare down the side of this hallway. It leads to two other smaller rooms down the way with a split towards the back end. There does not appear to be anybody visible in that hall.
Right, I got this. I'm gonna keep going.
Wait, what about us?
Why are you doing this?
All right, so you go past this way. Then look
Dude, Duragar, we can take them out in a second.
down this hallway. There appears to be an opening to this room, no doorway.
But my brother goes on a
This
field
additional
trip.
room, you do not currently see an entrance.
Oh.
An opening that's not a doorway, or?
I mean, there isn't a door in the way. It's
door's
just an open.
All right, so I'm going to press against the wall, up to the edge, wait for like 5 seconds, see if I can hear anything, and then if not, curve around and peek in.
Perception roll.
Zub, 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 zub. 20.
20. You take a moment and listen. You hear what sounds like a light crackling of some sort of a fire, and the occasional dull ring of metal being hit against metal.
Yes.
What was it? Metal against metal?
Okay. I'm going to get low to the ground and peek in the door.
The armory.
All right. Peeking through, you
Took me a
do
while.
see, indeed, it is some sort of a smithy with two kilns or two anvils set up, a work table in the center, and there is one lone Duragar that apparently, in the middle of his work, has not been paying attention to any of the ruckus going on around, and is just in the middle of hitting some sort of long, thick piece of black iron, and it's just ting, ting, sweat dripping down the front of his brow. The room itself is, even into the corner of the doorway, you can tell the temperature is a lot warmer on the inside.
And his back is to me currently?
It's kind of to the side to you. He's currently working out the anvil.
He's
thing.
looking this way?
Yes.
But I see the door on the other side. So I take the
Why don't you just keep
earring,
going forever?
Yeah.
Take the
Fine.
earring and I whisper to my sister.
I've been invited on the field trip, guys.
Just you?
Just me.
Come on!
Who else can stealth?
I'm a stealthy
cannot,
panther
actually.
right now.
I can turn
What?
invisible.
I'm a stealthy panther right now.
Do you want to be something and pop in my pocket? That sounded wrong.
You haven't had a short rest yet.
I was to say I'm
You're still a cat form.
Still a
Oh,
cat
okay.
form, but I can accompany you.
That
I should not go with you. I can't stealth for shit right now. I rolled a 7.
Send Scanlan up.
Scanlan,
Huh? What?
my brother's calling for
You feel the oppressive force of Clarota's voice in your head simultaneously say, "I can also accompany."
Ooh.
plan. Good plan, Clarota.
All right. I'll step ahead and go invisible.
All right, so mark off your next
Yep.
visibility spell. As you vanish, Clarota also kind of waves his hand for a moment, and his image disappears the same way Scanlan's did.
Ooh, he does that too?
Apparently.
you. What did he do?
He went invisible.
Went invisible.
Right. Look, that's scary.
Cute.
Yeah,
Alright.
sorry.
So the two of
We're
you.
walking down a hall. Nobody's watching us.
As you're humming to yourself,
Oh
you're fine. You're fine. You make your way down and eventually towards the back of where Vax is pressed
I can
against
feel
the-
Scanlan's flute pressing into my buttocks.
That's not my flute!
So I turn to them, and then I pass the door.
Okay.
I'm going to go around the corner to that other door.
All right.
And now I'm going to stab a Dorgar in the neck.
All right. Go ahead and roll for an attack.
Just a simple
Natural 20, natural
That's how you start the game.
Start the day.
It's a good day. I feel like it's gonna be a good day.
Alrighty. So, go ahead and roll damage. This is sneak attack because he was not aware you were there.
I'll just use my keen dagger, I think. 4 plus 7 is... this is a pencil, right? Okay, 11. How do you make it work? 11.
All right.
8. 13.
We get him in the neck so we can't yell.
That's
60,
33.
66.
You don't multiply the modifier. The modifier goes on at the end.
66
So it's the
damage?
dice roll plus your sneak attack, multiplied by 2, and then the dex modifier at the end.
Okay.
Just the plus,
That's a lot.
Okay.
the plus 7, I think, right at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
So that
So
was
it's the
4.
damage plus the sneak attack, double that.
And then add the plus 7 at the
So
end.
4 plus
That's 28 times 2 plus 7.
26.
Splitting
That's a
hairs
lot.
here. That's enough. So
1 plus 2 plus 2 plus
you
1.
hear this tink, tink, tink. That's it. Without even a guttural noise, the dagger buries itself in the base of his skull. You see him just slump down to the ground.
I catch the hammer and I start going tink, 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 and wave the 2 invisible beings into the room.
All
Hey, what
right.
happened in there?
We're here. We're ready to fight. What do you need us to do?
Kima, at this point, kind of like
Kima.
you can see her like her hand kind of tensing around the sword. She looks back at Grog, whose hands are also ringing this great axe. I want to kill something. She kind of glances off to the side and sees the other Duragar that are there,
Go in.
and she's gonna go ahead and run around.
Oh, see?
Don't
this
waste
is
my
why we
natural
don't-
20. Kima.
I know what you doing, girl.
Man, you can't control Kima.
This is why we don't have AI in the party, guys.
Yeah, no.
You can't control the AI.
Can I?
This
Can
is-
I?
NPCs,
No, you guys
man.
are telling a very, very angry woman right now to be patient. Doesn't seem to
Never
make a
mind.
I
ruckus.
sneak
Oh,
up to the
wait,
corner
she's okay.
of
Never
the-
play with NPCs.
At least, so I can be ready to attack those 2
Over to here?
bastards.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna
Trinket,
look
who
to
hasn't
my
seen you in a
left.
while, sneaking to your back.
I sit there and I kind of pet him as I look around the corner.
Okay. Trinket is enjoying the petting. Alright, so that Durgar's down. The current armory section appears to be completely open and at your disposal. There are a series of partially made weapons kind of scattered in a pile. There are some ingots and even some raw iron material kind of in the far corner. Other than that, it just looks like your general smithing workshop.
So there's no
Is Kima with us now?
the weapons on.
Kima is currently
Our
looking
weapons
around
will
the
be in the
section. She enters the
vault.
room with you guys and like,
Kima, do you see any of your equipment here that you wanted?
she glances around, goes and like moves some of the piles by, turning over the room as quietly as she can. Not as quietly as you'd like, but quiet enough. No, nothing's here.
Can't you just take one of these things and call it a day?
She glares in the direction of your voice.
I'm invisible.
Right. This will do me just fine for now.
Oh.
But let's keep looking.
Okay.
She leaves the room. She starts heading down.
Alright, I'm following after her, tiptoeing after her.
Okay.
We should go after her because
Yeah.
we're all gonna split up.
Yeah,
I think
into
we'll
my
try
ear
to
and I
go
say,
around.
zubba, 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 zubba.
Shouldn't we?
And then I keep
I
going.
guess let's all go in that back way and see if we can stealth around.
Okay, for everyone else, stealth check.
Oh boy.
Let's just
Here we
all-
go.
That would be a
Yes! Natural 20!
Whirling ahead.
Yes!
Us into trouble.
disadvantage on you, Pike, because of your heavy armor.
So that means I roll twice?
Roll twice, take the
Yes,
lower.
and
I take the lower one.
So as that happens, I want to cast Mage Hand, and I want to cast Light on it, and I want to slowly have it drift down
They're
the
both
other-
concentration spells. You can have one or the other. And Mage Hand isn't an actual object, unfortunately.
Okay, fine. Instead, I cast Prestidigitation, and I make a small little glowy orb, and it's like little flickery, and I cast it. I can maybe travel like 15 feet.
Okay. And where are you casting it? Just in the middle of this hallway here?
No, to my left.
Here?
He wants to see in the dark place.
I want to see in the dark place.
This, there is no entrance to this room currently, from what you can see. It's just a wall. There is a door on the opposite side.
Now it's a well-lit wall.
All right. Well, I follow after the bear.
All right. So, what was your stealth roll?
Oh, it was 17.
17. Roll for trinket.
Oh, gosh. I just got what I got. Crap.
Not
What do
good.
I add to it?
Nothing.
The dex modifier. Trinket's
Right.
dex modifier.
Okay. Hold on. Yo, good. 11.
11. All right. So as you guys are making your way down the hallway, slowly,
I kind of clamp my hand over his mouth and tell him to shush.
you guys make your way down here. One of the Duragar glances over,
Oh boy.
mutters something to the front of his side, and
I
begins.
heard the bear. I start sliding my back down along
Oh,
the wall.
crap. I turn around and notch my arrow for them.
Okay. Trinket moves
I
past.
hold everybody at the. I'm going to walk up to the very, very edge of the hallway.
Waiting.
Hey, I'm behind the bear.
Bring me right here.
And I'm stabbing. Stabbing. Stabbing.
Okay, holding right there.
Stabbing.
Matthew,
Yes.
I'm behind the bear.
You move behind the bear.
Yeah.
All right. You are right there, and they both see you.
No, the other bear. I mean the other side of the bear.
As you're walking behind Trinket, all this transpires simultaneously. So,
No, the third
So
bear.
they see
I was
you.
moving with them.
right, and they saw the bear, and then saw something move behind it. Their attention was gathered. They see you, and they start walking
Stabbing
towards.
Duragar. Stabbing.
However,
Duragar.
as they pass there, you go ahead and get one shot at this guy as he passes past you. Go ahead and make your attack.
I wave at them.
Okay.
Can I go ahead and move up next to Percy?
Hello? I don't think they're our friends.
Why is that? That's
Unfortunately, the space is a little limited for your size. You're gonna have to wait for the rest of them to let you by.
oh well, can't like Grog's behind me. He's not here, right? Where's Grog?
He's big. He weighs 600 pounds.
You're a big cat right
I'm
now.
a big kitty.
I got 15.
15? 15 does barely hit.
Okay. So, same keen
Go ahead
dagger.
and, as you whip around the corner, fire 2 arrows.
17.
All right. Second one,
Oh,
same guy or both different targets?
same target. 'Cause
Okay.
There's one in front and
One in
he's
front,
attacking
yeah.
the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one hits too. That's 19.
Both hit. Go ahead and roll damage on both.
32 for me.
Okay.
Yes.
So as you watch them both walk past you, one of them just continues past with his hammer out, kind of rushing towards whatever he sees moving at the end of the hallway. Probably Tiberius after a trinket. The next one that comes past you, you reach around and just take your dagger and swing it across the back of his neck area. You manage to sever the base of the spine, and he just crumples into a pile in front of you. The other one, damage.
22 with the 2 arrows.
The 2 arrows.
9 and 13.
Both arrows impact his chest. The Duragar kind of steps back for a second, surprised by the moment. Looks really furious and begins to step forward, his size enlarging.
I
in
knock him right in the
frustration.
face with the butt of my gun as he rounds the corner.
All right. Go ahead and make a stealth. Go ahead and make a stealth check to see whether or not he sees you.
I can't use my previous stealth roll.
Not for this point, because it's an active weapon.
8.
Okay.
I think that's.
So you still get the attack, but you don't have advantage because he's aware you're there. As he's running past, he looks over and glances and sees you at the corner of his eye, just preparing for the blow. So go ahead and roll your attack.
What do I add to this, by the way? I've never done the physical attack thing.
Well, you're you're hitting it with the blunt. So go ahead and roll a d20 and add your strength modifier and 4.
All right. Natural 20.
What? Look, it's flashing!
And
It
it
flashes!
It's a natural 20.
All right. So go ahead and roll damage. It is a 1d4 plus your strength modifier.
It's a good day.
So that would be 2d4 plus my strength modifier because it's a natural 20.
Correct. Yes.
That's 6 points of damage.
Well, it's 5 on there, right?
My strength modifier is 1.
Okay, so it's 5 times 2. It's 10 plus 1, 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage.
Which will do it. As the Duragar sees you, is rushing past with the hammer, about to pull back and swing at you. You rush out from behind the corner with the blunt end of your weapon and just crack him in the side of the temple.
Girly scream.
What's that?
We're good. We're good.
Unconscious on the ground, alive.
He's
but
not dead?
unconscious.
Oh, can I, so he's at a disadvantage basically?
He is incapacitated.
So can I go up to him and slit his throat with my Mace of Disruption?
You
To make sure he's dead?
If you'd like to.
Yes, I want to.
Okay.
That's really
She's
bad.
smashed.
Is that really bad though?
Pike walks up and grabs the
Oh,
back
wait,
of the Durgar's
oh, my
hair,
God,
pulls it
you're
back,
fucking-
and using the jagged edge of her mace of
no,
disruption, tears open the throat of the Durgar, which then spills
bad.
all
They're
of
bad
this
guys.
blackish ichor across the
She's
ground.
going renegade, folks. She's going renegade.
I just wanted to make sure he didn't come after us.
Grog
had a
looks
family.
impressed but also slightly worried as the men who grew up alongside you. All right, so that happened. Durgar.
Then she says, "Okay, I'm going to dismember the body. Hold on."
My torture weapons.
Because I'm invisible in the thing with Lady Kima, I kind of get up on a stool to see if I can catch some cleavage. Kind of like just peek over, peek in.
The leather armor that she
Got some
wore
creepers
is a
in our
full
party.
torso covering leather armor piece. I apologize.
I give up.
Sorry, Scanlan. She is.
Sorry, I didn't see.
Which, by the way, it's not just so much the fact that Pike did it; it's the fact that Pike did it by running a jagged, like blade-edged mace across someone's throat. It was less of a
They're not gonna
slice
get
and
really
more
mad
of
at me.
Serration.
We'll see.
He's really bad. They're really bad guys. They're super bad. The Durgar are so bad.
Right,
She'd
Pike,
probably
but
be happy.
man, that was rough.
We'll find out.
He had little Durgar back at home.
So, given this case, now the rest of the party is able to move forward. This hallway now, you can only see about that far down with the current light source. See, Kima is now moving across this
She's
way.
just going?
Go listen. Oh, she's
All
still
right.
going that direction?
All right, I'm
Follow her.
tiptoe jogging
Well,
behind
all
Kima.
of us
I'm
go
gonna
behind
follow
her.
her as
Follow
well.
her as well.
Can we
I don't
do
know,
something to
everyone's
slow her down?
I can stop her if you want.
Well, I mean, can we? We don't want to stop her. I just
No,
want to be like, hey,
She's,
chill,
you know
girl.
what? I bet she's
It's
pretty
like
noisy
it's Leroy
too.
Jenkins.
This
right
is
now. We just
precisely
have to
when
make
you
sure.
She's wearing leather armor. She's not very noisy right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Just carefully place a hand on Kima's shoulder and do a little sort of curtsy motion. Allow me, I can.
Okay, as you do so, she kind of stops and looks back up your shoulder and gives a begrudging nod. But you can see she's actually this is shaking. Her hand holding the greatsword is currently shaking with rage.
I say 2 words, 3 syllables.
All right, so passing down this hallway, it leads down to an open doorway and a closed doorway immediately to your right, and then the room the doorways to your left, and to the right you see another wall to another room, but you don't have a doorway currently available.
So door on my left, door straight ahead, right?
Correct.
Okay, I inch up to the closed door on the left and place my ear to the door and listen.
Okay. Go make a perception check.
Yeah. Natural 20.
What?
Seriously. On.
gonna be
I
one of
need
those
that,
nights.
That one. Oh my god.
Don't jinx
Yeah.
it.
Don't knock on wood.
Don't.
I'm gonna kill all you.
That's
No,
This is gonna come back to haunt us.
That's not funny.
you put your ear to the side and you hear nothing.
do I sense any kind of... I'm checking for traps in the door.
Okay. Yeah.
Traps perception, right? 26?
So the door itself does not appear to be trapped. It does appear to be locked, though.
All right, well, I pull out my picks. And I get a 3 on that, so...
That's okay. It's a really, really, really crappy lock.
Oh.
Actually, you notice that the door itself, it has a locking mechanism on it. It was kind of half locked, and as you push, it opens up into
Shove a hot dog.
a commode.
Yes!
Is there anybody?
There is nobody in there. It is a room with what looks almost like a bench with a series of holes cut into the
Ew.
bench. It's a
Well-
communal.
I'm tempted to close the door for a moment, but I will press on instead.
Check for loot.
All right, so I'm going to inch towards that open door ahead of me.
I'm
See
gonna
what's
follow,
around the corner.
I'm gonna inch up behind him as well.
Okay.
I'm still invisible, right? How long does that last?
Staying back. It's concentration for quite some time.
Just
Actually,
really quickly. Oh, do you want to go first?
no, you go.
Does anyone want to hide these bodies that we've just scattered about?
Yeah, that would be good.
Why?
Inside the loo.
It's a perfect
Maybe we
place
can
for them to
hide
be
it.
interred.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So,
that's-
Pike,
Hold still, please.
I'm not moving.
Eviscerate the bodies.
I'll walk over in tiger form, and I just grab one by the scruff and start
Who else
Okay.
is strong? Grog.
Dragging
Grog
it.
does the other one.
Grog helps out. You guys move the 2 bodies slowly over into the restroom.
We
area.
kind of prop them up to kind of like
Look
weaken
like
and
they're-
Bernie's them. Yeah, make them just look like they're
Having
you know,
a
passed out.
rendezvous in
They're
the
Friendly.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
friendly.
So they're both gently laying back, like they just got really drunk and
And-
barely found their way to the
And
toilet.
throat slit.
Yeah.
It's rough
Well, we
blockage.
take that one and kind of like lean them forward.
Okay.
Into the
Hell
commode. Yeah.
immediately.
All right. So
Yeah.
not a worry. You guys bring that here for the commode area there.
Good.
All right.
Well done there.
Yes, thank you.
That Grog's come over here as well to help. Now, looking down this hallway here, you can see
Who we got? Who we got?
this side.
All I want to do is find the damn treasure room.
I want you to
Looking into
move
this
all
room,
the
There's a
looking
treasure
across,
Yeah.
it appears to be
Oh.
a
Barry.
barracks, a room that is just filled with different beds, all apparently empty.
Can I
Oh, they're up and looking for us.
apparently empty?
What
Do
you
I?
can see.
Do I?
Can I use my keen smell to see if I smell any Duragard in there?
Sure. So you slowly approach
Oh boy.
the door using your
And
keen
someone's-
senses, which opens up this hallway a little bit visibly to you. You can see it goes back quite a bit. Sniffing this room, you can tell that there were Duragard there recently. Apparently, at the moment, though, there is no immediate scent that matches a Duragar. So the room, for the most part, has been completely evacuated.
Okay, I kind of, even though I'm not a dog, I'm a cat. I still kind of point, like go into pointer phase.
Okay.
You know.
Pointer phase?
You know, like
Sure, yeah.
You know, like pointer.
Yeah, angling your
keep
nose
doing that.
forward. Right.
I think
Sits-
I think Keyleth has to pee. I never had a cat.
All right. I'm gonna start sliding down that hall there, ignoring this other passage, and get up to the door, and again place my ear to it.
Okay,
Oh,
this-
there's the front entrance.
Yeah.
As you
they're
look to your
gonna be
right,
around
this
us.
is a large foyer type area with 2 red carpets that are rolled on the sides of it that lead to the front of the main double-sided, large 10-foot tall stone doors of the front of the fortress. To your left, there is a double wooden door, about 8 feet tall each side, about 5 feet wide. They're currently closed, leading into whatever this large chamber is immediately to your left.
Can I hang a right and go down that other hall? We
should check out what's in that other
Is
hall.
there a door over there?
There are 2 doors, actually.
Closed?
Both closed.
I'm going to listen into those doors.
Make a perception check.
Natural 17. Yes!
Gotta love that nat 17.
There you go.
Listening in, you don't hear any noise.
That could mean
Are
nothing.
you at the double
Where
doors
are
with me?
they?
I'm to the right. I went the other way. Looking
Okay.
at that black.
I'm gonna listen at the big wooden doors, and I rolled. Oh, not that great. 17.
All right, listening in.
I scooch up ahead of Grog and I'm like, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Creeping for 2 more hours.
As you listen back, there is no noise internally, except for the slight squeak. As you put yourself against the door, it shifts a little bit, making no noticeable noise, but it appears the doors are unlocked, or there is no lock. You're not from the inside of that one door you're at.
Wait, I just heard a noise?
No, you hear no noise
Oh,
coming
okay.
from that room.
Can I... Stinking Cloud, can I go through doors, or do I have to see what
You
I'm
have to have
casting?
sight,
Okay.
unfortunately. I mean, you
Never
can
mind.
peek very low and.
I'm going to open the door and look,
Okay.
because why not?
You open the door. It appears to be some sort of a guest bedroom. It's a singular bed. It's much better condition than the barracks. It's empty. It's well made. It's more lit than the other rooms. It seems to be a room designed for either non-Duragar riffraff, or general soldiers, or guests or people that would come to the fortress to stay. So,
Okay.
I'm going to try to peer into the door, and I haven't talked about this before, but I'm wearing a cloak of Elvenkind, which means I have advantage on stealth, and enemies have disadvantage on spotting me, so I'm going to lean my head in.
all right.
Do I need to roll for stealth, or am I already stealth?
For this, you already stopped from using the symbol. So as you glance inside the room, you see what appears to be a great hall of some kind. There are large wooden tables. There is a fire pit in the center that has a number of mostly burned wood that is mainly just small darkened embers with a little bit of glowing
Classic.
yellow and red to it.
Classic.
There are stools scattered about. The room, you can see there are remnants of some of a meal that hasn't been fully cleaned up yet on some of the tables, but the room appears to be empty. You do see a slight glimmer across the way in one of the tables.
Oh, I'm gonna go check it out.
Get the sparkly
Yes.
All right. Everyone else, what are you doing?
I'm looking. Can I look around the guest bedroom? Just kind of snoop around under things.
Do I? Sure.
See if
Can I
there's
ask
any-
him? I'm asking you what you see in there. What do you see in there?
I don't know yet. Hold on.
Is it sparkly?
I'm gonna try to sense for traps in this room.
Okay.
I'm gonna snoop in the barracks.
Snoop in the barracks.
14.
I'm gonna make my way around all this riffraff. No, yes.
Push your way through. Excuse me, pardon me. Pushing through everybody.
I'm going to go past where Vax is, in the room down that hallway, and then I'm going to do my mage hand thingy again.
What the?
My prestidigitation.
Oh.
Down this hallway? Okay.
And slowly, 5 feet by 5 feet.
All right. You see, slowly as you move down this hallway to check it out, a secondary set of barracks that are also apparently empty.
Where is everybody?
Where are they?
They're all
There's our
invisible.
storage room, man. That's where we just were.
You see a secondary commode that is open.
Kill us.
And as you glance around the corner, as the light passes by, you see there are 2 Duragar currently coming down the hallway this direction.
Oh shit!
Stop it! And I creep back.
Okay. As you creep
Stop
back,
and retreat.
you hear footsteps coming your way quickly.
I'm going to the door. Then I can hear that.
Yeah, I'll crest to the
Inside the
door,
door,
as
inside the
well.
door.
Oh, inside the door there?
Yeah, right
Okay.
there.
I'm gonna stay actually right there, just right at the threshold.
Okay, the rest of you guys?
I
do you wanna
mean,
go?
I'm so far away. I can try to get up there, but
You can glance, there's still a hallway around that way if you want to
okay, I'll go around the back way then.
Okay, so you move around.
Good trinket.
Trinket follows up behind. Move your way up there. Scanlan, you staying in that room?
I'm taking a dump on the guest bed.
They don't see me, right?
I like walk by the door and see that
I'm
happening.
gonna get you in just a second.
Okay.
But also
for
just
light.
covering it up with the blanket after
Yeah.
I'm done.
Oh!
Okay, well you're in mid-process. This is all happening pretty quickly.
I'll go around
Looking at you
back
as you
behind
do
where Trinket and Vex
Okay,
just went.
because your little leg, you get about that far.
I'm invisible. It's
Okay.
oop.
Ting, another thing's carrying Then you flicker into the corner. Clarota,
Apparating
still
the
invisible from behind. Grog is eager to.
I'm staying in the hallway. I don't want
Scanlan's
to be
like, I
seen.
hate this
Okay.
mission.
So, Tiberius, as you're backing up, both the Duragar turn around, immediately seeing you, and rear back with javelins,
Oh.
throwing them directly at you.
I'll cast Blur instead.
Okay, go ahead and roll initiative real fast to see who gets off first. What?
I'm not gonna count that. Oh, I'll count that. 19.
Why didn't you count it?
Because it flew out of my hand. I didn't roll it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So,
On camera. Playback.
so you go ahead and cast Blur. You guys see as Tiberius comes running back, going, oh! He manages to cast a spell really fast as 2 javelins come flying towards him. His visual image begins to actually blur. The outline looks almost like there's 2 mirrored images of Tiberius in the same place that are both shimmering and preventing them from actually telling where he's actually standing. The first javelin. Okay, second javelin. All right. First javelin comes in at a 14.
Nope.
Second one comes in at a 17.
17. Yes.
Actually, no. Sorry, it's a 4. This is disadvantage. So, both javelins just whoosh, whoosh, whish past. Look like they pierce part of that kind of shimmering, blurring form, but both just ricochet off the walls of stone and come clattering to the ground, kind of near back where Kima and Grog are, and they both kind of step out of the way as they land.
Haha.
All right, so that was your action. Who else wants to take the next action?
I'm gonna hold.
I can't see anything, can I, from where I am?
It's kind of dark. You can see movement in the distance.
Can I hop on Trinket's back and see if I can see higher?
You can try. All right. So you hop on the back of Trinket, looking over the top, and Grog's kind of blocking part of your view, but you can see with your low light vision what looks to be Tiberius's form shimmering and 2 Duragar height individuals that are partially blocked by him. So they do have partial cover or 3/4 cover. Do you have the feat that ignores that, or?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because you don't know, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
It would be called sharpshooter.
Yeah, we call sharpshooter as the feat.
Okay, no, I don't have that.
Okay, yeah. So go ahead and roll for attack on one or both Duragar, up to you.
So,
But they are, yeah.
21
Okay.
and 23.
Okay. The 21 misses. The 23 hits.
Okay.
Because they have cover and because it's so dark, it's difficult to make out their form. But you do manage to hit one with the arrow. That'd be
Okay,
the
I
one.
hunter's mark him.
Okay.
Okay.
Next time, make sure you do that before you attack. Otherwise,
Okay.
it won't count for the attack.
Okay. 13. 12.
All right.
Math.
There you go.
Stay
12.
in school.
And then add your hunter's mark bonus on that as well.
Oh, good one.
All right, gotcha. So one arrow sinks in the shoulder, but it doesn't appear to be stopping his angry advance towards Tiberius. Let's see. You're staying where you are.
Waiting.
All right. You guys are actually kind of like pinched off in the hallway right here. So as you guys are all
Don't say
kind of
pinched off to me!
as you're doing this, Tiberius, you're right there. The two Durgar catch up to you, and both, now the javelins out of their hands, pull out their hammers with their bonus actions and come down at you with an attack each.
Run,
That's going to be a
Tiberius.
6
Nope.
and a 17.
17 hits.
Okay, yeah. That blower is saving you, man. All right, so as the one, both Durgar are kind of like swelling with frustration and anger. It's an ability you've now gotten to the point where these Durgar can actually temporarily increase their form for stronger blows and attacks. Comes and strikes you for 12 points of bludgeoning damage as the hammer comes cracking down, finding purchase on your torso, and it kind of pushes you back a few inches. That's gonna bruise tomorrow morning.
Can I do a combo move with Grog, assuming that he would agree with me that it's gonna be super cool?
He'd probably agree with you. What do you want to do?
Okay. Thanks, Grog. So since Grog's kind of there, can we kind of arrange like a fastball special, almost? So have him like kind of go up and crouch, and then I'm gonna bust out.
How are you gonna communicate this to Grog?
He, with
Oh.
like, you know,
I'm gonna have to
like,
say, unfortunately, that's not gonna work out for this moment. Grog's attention is on the Duragar, and you are a giant cat.
Hey, I'm gonna sneak behind Tiberius and stab that guy.
It would have been so cool, though.
Thanks.
That would have been really cool.
And since Tiberius is there, I can get sneak attack damage because of one of my allies.
All right,
there.
just a second though. You're still holding. You finish Keyleth. So Keyleth, what are you doing?
Well, I was gonna vault
Kill
off
it.
his
What are you
Good.
gonna do?
well, is Grog in my way?
Grog is there. You can attempt to leap over Grog.
I was wanting to vault off Grog's back, is what I was wanting to do.
You can do that without asking him.
Yeah, that's what I was
There
wanting
you
to
go.
do.
No, you were saying you want to tell Grog to do that, but yes, you can still do it. So go ahead and roll an acrobatics check.
Well, no, you asked how I was
No, you said you were.
Just do
just
it.
Do it.
Do it,
Do it.
Let's do it.
So I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna like vault off his back and try and do a pounce, like over top of Tiberius for that Duragar.
Okay.
That's like closest to you.
Gotcha.
What am I rolling?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics? Is this
Yes.
an acrobatics thing?
Come around the corner. You pull back. You leap up, jump onto Grog's back, and attempt to spring off of it.
11.
11. Okay. All right. So you jump off of Grog's back. Grog, not expecting it, instinctively ducks down in the force you push off, as he's not aware that there's going to be a giant cat there. In doing so, it doesn't give you the momentum you need. You are able to jump over him and get kind of into the center of the fray, but you do not have the pounce attack,
Okay.
unfortunately.
That's fine.
But it gets you there at least.
Oh, can I not attack?
You can attack, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do my bite attack.
Go for it.
I'm gonna go right for his throat. Still with the same intention that I had in mind.
Okay, it's the one that took the arrow from.
Okay,
Laura.
17.
17?
Yeah.
That hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
5. Where's my d10s? 10 damage. Piercing damage.
10 piercing damage. All right. So as you rush forward, you bite at him. You see he pulls back, but you get a big meaty chunk of his forearm and clamp down. You feel a snap of some sort of bone in the middle of his arm, and he gives out a horrible sound as he takes the butt of his hammer and hits you on the snout. Doesn't do any damage, but it's enough to get you to kind of let go of your grip a little bit, and he rips his arm out of your jaws, leaving that kind of nasty irony taste of Duragar blood that you've now become accustomed to, unfortunately. And it's round now.
Okay,
You have Tiberius and a cat in your way.
Do the doors go in or out that I'm by?
The doors go in.
In. So I'm just gonna go like this and throw a dagger and say peekaboo at the same time.
Okay. As you step out,
That is a 29 to hit.
that does hit.
Okay.
You do not get sneak attack bonus, unfortunately.
Even though my ally is 5 feet away from him, I thought I remember that rule.
You do if you're in melee with them. Like you get the bonus if you're both like flanking them or you're like parrying them in combat. But because you're at a distance, you don't get the bonus.
Okay, so that is 9, and then I'm going to follow the 9 in damage.
All right.
And immediately follow up with my other dagger, which also hits.
All right. Go ahead and roll damage on the second dagger. It's 1d4 plus 1.
6. That's 9.
9. Okay. So after the guy rips his arm out of Keyleth's face, essentially, a dagger comes swinging out from behind the doorway, stabs him in the other shoulder. You see he looks down at it, confused for a second. As that dagger vanishes in a puff of dark smoke, returning to your side of your hilt, he looks up just in time to see the second dagger catch him right in the middle of the forehead, and he just falls onto his back at that point, unmoving. That Durgar is stripped.
Down.
Who's up next? Who wants to do anything? Who hasn't done anything yet this action?
Is there a door next to me? Or
You're-
another
I'm
room?
kind
You're just finishing.
I'm just finishing. Okay.
Sorry.
No problem.
It's okay, so Pike, you haven't done anything yet?
Can I, is there a door there somewhere right there?
You move around here, there is a door over here, yes.
Do it,
I
Mike.
can't really do anything.
Yeah,
It's like,
unfortunately.
Check it out.
Yeah.
All right.
In. You
Open
can't
the
stealth,
door. It
just
is
I can't
a
stealth,
slam it
so-
open.
secondary guest room.
Alright, now poop on this bed.
All right.
If I do anything, I'm gonna make noise. That's why I hit.
It is a guest room of equal design and dressing as the one that Scanlan, you are unaware, is currently fouling.
I don't know.
Indeed.
Maybe I get a sudden urge for some reason to just poo on the bed.
You can do what you want. Be aware. Pike as a character has her intent,
Yes, I know.
and if
I'm
the
just
more
kidding.
you stray
That's
from that,
not
the
what
more it'll have
That's
ramifications
not what I
for
want
her.
to
and-
do. I was just had this feeling that Scanlan was doing something, and I felt something.
She can probably hear
Okay.
muffled from the
I
next
can hear
door.
you.
Anti-reality.
No. Okay, so I'll just. I guess I can't do anything while I'm in there. So can I just?
That's about as far as you're able to move. You can still use your action if you wanted to do anything, but right now your vision is currently very
Yeah.
well blocked by a woman on a bear and a man who's the size of a bear.
Okay, so I'll just hang out there.
Okay. So that brings us back to Kima, who currently doesn't have any sort of way of getting over there. Is kind of frustrating, kind of trying to find a way over.
It's a narrow hallway.
Rota, who is still invisible, is just going to hold on that point.
As everybody's doing this, I'm going, why are you blocking me? I'm not supposed to be this close to this thing! Keep going.
Okay. Person. Stand there. All right, Tiberius, you're up.
Oh, like I was saying. Well, shit.
Can you just?
Can I look behind
Aren't you right next to the guy?
Just like
Kill
flame
him.
hands.
Think
or
of it
something.
quick. I'm going to move to the next turn.
Okay. I'll do I'll just lift up my hand and go, firebolt.
Okay. Point blank firebolt. Go ahead and roll your spell attack.
Okay. 20.
20. All right. That'll hit. Go ahead and roll for damage in the firebolt.
18, that's 23.
23 damage.
Yeah.
All right. So as you simply pull back and you release the blast of firebolt energy, the Duragar, who is currently harrying you with his warhammer, takes the brunt of it right to the bottom of his face and his torso. The studded leather armor that he's wearing kind of tears open with a sheer flaming burst and the impact of it, and you see most of his skin is charred and burned at that point. He reels back for a second, looking very, very hurt, but not quite put down yet.
As my bonus action, I'll spend 2 sorcerer points and do it again.
Oh.
Okay.
And I'll roll for that. That's 22.
All right. The second blast, as he reaches back, before he can even get a chance to get back to his feet, the second blast hits. This time it sends him off of his feet, flying about 5-10 feet back, skidding across the ground.
15 damage.
Yes. And that puts him still on the floor, laid out with a burning, kind of crippling, crispy scent in the air of what was once a standing Duragar, now dead and burning on the ground.
So once again, I grab him by the scruff
We have a new
I
bathroom.
think there's another
Take them and
commode on
put
the
them in the
other side.
bathroom.
There is.
I give a couple of pats on Tiberius' shoulder and start to inch down the hole.
All right, as you guys are doing this, Scanlan steps out of the guest room, getting his pantaloons back on.
My invisible pantaloons.
Yes. You hear the footprints of Scanlan. You being still invisible, you essentially just you phantom
I phantom poop.
phantom pooped. Okay, so that's a
Did I,
thing.
did I find anything in there, by the way? No.
You found
Just
a
relief.
you found a fun way to prank Duragar.
Oh yeah, did I find anything in the barracks?
Over there, no.
Yeah.
Did Liam find out what was? Hex find anything shiny in the room? The shiny.
No,
thing?
I got
barely stepped in.
interrupted.
Oh well.
Oh yeah, go get it.
That's a good idea. Thanks for the reminder, Percy.
You're welcome. Yes.
I checked for traps before, but I can't remember what I rolled. I'm sure it was successful.
Go ahead and roll again.
17.
Okay. As you push the door open again and glance inside of the main hall, you don't see any traps across the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna go check out the shiny thing.
Okay. Anyone else staying out in the hallway?
I'm coming with him
Okay.
if I can get there.
You managed to scoot through, dancing around, folks. People kind of let you get by. Anyone else?
Yeah, sure. I like shiny things.
I'm burying my shame. Again.
I'll go
Burying
in
the
too. Why not?
Duragar.
I'll move up a little
Okay,
bit.
so you're dragging the Duragar over into the.
I'll go in. I'll go in too.
Okay.
I'll follow.
We're all going. We're all
Everyone's
it's a
going
big,
into the
happy
room.
Well, I guess I'll go
So
after
say we
I
all.
bury Duragar.
Okay.
Yeah, we're probably gonna
dear.
get attacked in here.
Okay, so as you guys step in here, you move over towards the back corner where there's the shiny glint. Tiberius, you stay outside or go inside?
I'm going to wait for everybody to go inside.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we'll be
hang
team
back.
outside posse.
Yeah.
Okay, Tina walks in. Grog goes to start making his way in. As he does, and you go over towards the glimmer on the table, you look, it's just formless and kind of this weird
crap.
spark of light. It then vanishes, and the doors that you guys entered
It's a trap.
slam behind you. With Tiberius, Grog, and Keyleth all kept outside of the room.
No.
The rest of you guys, the flames go to darkness, and the entire room goes pitch black.
Oh shit!
Oh no, we don't have
I motion to
light.
Grog.
In the darkness, I say, "Fuck!"
Stupid.
I motion to Grog. I'm like, you know what to do, damn it!
Grog's gonna go for the door. However, at this point in time, I'm going to ask
Can we
for.
stealth? I mean, I guess we're all kind of.
Ask for.
All right, so
Roll for Deus Ex Machina.
Oh, you're gonna ask the chat room something?
no, I'm not. I'm working out what's actually going to happen here. All right, so suddenly there is a cacophonous bit of pain streaking through Pike. Let's see, be Pike, Vex, and Clarota. Guys, go ahead and make a intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence.
All of us?
Some
Yes.
sort of mind thing.
Crud.
Intelligence.
Oh! No, I don't get an advantage.
13.
Well, not you. You don't feel better.
No.
No, just you two. So what?
Oh, never mind. That was such a good roll.
What was that? That's a 1.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
So in the darkness, suddenly there's this searing pain, like some sort of screaming sound is blasting you from the inside of your very mind. You two are both currently stunned.
Oh, crud.
Who's you two?
Me and Pike.
Oh,
I did bad
Well,
things.
there's this
I did
thing.
bad
I
things.
did.
Actually, get some markers.
Shouldn't have
I'm standing.
killed a man while he was down.
Alrighty.
Wait, so what is? So that means we just can't do anything,
We have
right?
to roll like
At
saving.
every turn, you get to try and break out of it. Right now, neither of you can do anything.
Every turn they have to try and break out of it. It keeps going.
Yep.
It's like a keep going thing.
You both are just sitting there grasping your heads. It's like screaming in pain as your body is unable to function or listen to any sort of thought process. Clarota also, unfortunately, falls victim to this, and is also unable to make any actions
Oh boy.
I'm
in
pulling.
the darkness.
I'm pulling out my flame tongue dagger to try to get a little bit of light in here.
All right. However,
Yes.
you, as you're currently pulling out your flame-tongue dagger, you feel a presence nearby, and with a little bit of embers around the fire, you see, out of nothing, a figure step into view. That apparently was not visible but a moment before. A tall, lithe figure with long limbs, fingers, and a wrapping of facial tentacles coming towards your
He
face.
was invisible.
Shit!
I see him. I'm gonna stab. I'm just gonna stab.
before you get the chance to stab, you get a surprise attack from this guy.
Oh no! What if he sucks our
that
brains
guy.
out?
All right, that comes to an 18 versus armor class.
Yeah, you got me.
All right. So, as you go back for your blade to pull it out, it grabs you by the shoulders and pulls you, and the tentacles wrap around your face and pull you into this horrible toothy maw, and you feel this tearing pain sensation as its teeth begin to dig into your face.
No!
I'm soon. Okay.
That hurts.
You take 17 points of psychic damage as the actual presence of the tentacles pulling on your face. You can feel it's kind of grabbing your brain and trying to hold it in place, and you're currently considered grappled.
All right.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
So,
Is it
now, guys, everyone roll initiative. That was the surprise round.
Yes.
Surprise round.
Yes.
You got the drop on us.
That'll do.
What's going on in there?
It's alright.
I hear lots of ruckus.
We'll be out in a minute.
Don't give me that, Scanlan. Oh,
Scanlan, you can hit me.
No, don't let me touch it.
what's going on in there?
Oh, we're all dying.
Oh, I started to grab. They're all dying.
All right, so 25 to 20.
dying.
No one.
All right, 25 to 20, no one? Almost forgot. Go ahead and make an intelligence saving throw.
Everyone does a Grog impression.
Or they try to.
Everyone tries really hard.
Good. 23.
23. All right, you feel the presence of its mind pressing into your brain, and you manage to, through the pain of its tentacles pulling you towards its mouth, shrug off its current intent to push into your mind.
I'm thinking of the middle finger.
That's a good thing. Okay. So you're still grappled, but you're not stunned. Which is good.
Is he a piece on the board yet?
Both of them are now visible right there.
Oh, there they are.
All right, so 25 to 20,
Nobody.
20 to 15,
17.
17.
17, so 17 and 16. All right.
Simpatico.
Simpatico.
So actually, Garago was going first. All right, then Percy. 15 to 10. 10 to 5.
Oh, wait. 13. Sorry, I was thinking about shit.
That's okay. 10 to 5. 9.
Thinking about shit.
Saying about life and death.
Word.
All right.
2.
Oh, so did I!
Oh,
Almost twinsies.
Best name a tiger. Gnomesies.
I cannot very well. But right now I'm a tiger.
We're still at Mr. Dungeon Master,
Would
sir.
anything be going better if you weren't a tiger?
This is all the same
know.
day.
It's
I
hard
don't
to
get
say.
any of my spells back.
no, you guys have not rested.
Damn it.
All right,
Are they
so
worthwhile things?
first at the top, actually, Kima is at the top of the initiative order.
Get it.
Ema.
I cast 100 spells.
I know. That's what
Get it, girl.
Kima
Get it.
angrily leaps on top of the table and goes running down with an angry yell, "Ah!" and leaps down towards the one that's currently grabbing onto you with its grapple.
Nice.
As she's running, a little bit of light bursts as you can see this divine energy begin to burst and glow off the edge of the greatsword that she's holding. She leaps down, and with a giant arc through the air that lights up that portion of the room with a brief sweep, the blade comes down towards... Oh, that'll hit. Second attack also hits.
Let's go, Kima! Come on, Kima.
All right, so that comes to... Okay, using her Divine Smite ability on top of that, she manages to deal 37 points of damage to it.
Awesome.
As she finishes both of her strikes simultaneously, the Mind Flare, however, does not release its grasp on you. You are still considered grappled. That ends her turn. Grog now is going to angrily attempt to bash into this door. He's going to make it happen.
Go, girl, go. Go.
Actually, no, no athletics check. He's going to go into a rage.
Yes.
Getting away at the door.
I would like to rage.
All right, that puts a total of 32 points of damage. That's enough. So Grog just takes two big swings. The first one comes through, cracks the door in half, splitting it down the center. Veers back the second time, cleaves through the door entirely. What little bit is left in the hinges, he kicks out with his foot, leaving now this side completely open to the interior. He then moves in around Clarota That's about as far as he can get with this current turn, though. That brings us to Vax.
What can I do on grapple? Nothing until I'm ungrappled?
Well, no, you can try and make an acrobatics or athletics roll against them to try and break free.
Okay, and then do I have an action once that's done, or that's the action?
I'll let you use it as your move. So
all right. So I'm gonna try to use, I guess, athletics is what I would do,
or acrobatics, up to you, whichever's higher.
Well, that would be acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
27.
27.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Okay.
You managed to, just in that moment of it being struck with the 2 blade strikes from Lady Kima, you managed to pull your head free from its grasp and just managed to right yourself now. The throbbing pain in your head of what you just narrowly avoided still there.
Okay. Poison dagger in hand. Roll an 18.
Okay. 18. Currently, that does hit, yes.
I want to grab him by the calamari and stab him in the eye.
Okay. Go for it.
That's what I did. So, and then if I'm 5 feet, if Keem is there, I can sneak attack according to the rules.
Correct.
All right, so I'm gonna stab him in the eye. 1 plus the sneak attack damage is 19, 38 plus 7, 45.
45. All right. So as you
Poison dagger.
The poison dagger. Are you using the? I think you've already used the daily poison ability once.
I don't remember, so it's just a stab.
Okay. So the 45 points of damage. You pull back and you jam it in the side of its eye. You can see as it rears back, a spray of dark-colored liquid kind of warms the side of your face. As you pull the blade back out, it rears back and you can hear its voice piercing into your head, going,
I will eat you one way or another.
No, you won't.
Did it distract him enough that we lost him?
so that's
I'm really scared.
that's your.
I mean, I would imagine between ungrappling and stabbing, is that it for me, or do I get my second attack?
You get your second attack.
Okay, well, I think go fuck yourself and stab again. 9 plus
Stabby.
19.
19. Yeah, that hits.
Other eye. No. 2 plus 8.
8. Okay. The other, as it rears back and you hear it saying that, you pull back and you grab with your offhand the cluster of tentacles in the front of its face and pull it down. As you do with the inertia, you jam the blade into the other eye. As you do, you hear this last burst of angry scream inside your head before it goes dead cold silent and the mind flare falls to the ground.
I fucking hate these things.
We're still under it.
All right, that brings us to Clarota, who's currently stunned and fails save. Clarota's still stunned. Tiberius.
I look through the door. What's going on in here? Are there any enemies I can see?
You can see over here, barely. It's very dark in the far corner. You can see just the shape of some humanoid there.
Oh. Okay. Is he?
What are you doing, Tiberius?
How tall is the thing?
What you can see, it's maybe roughly 6-7 feet. Grog's
Oh.
blocking most of it.
No, like we're in a bunker, right?
Right now, you're in this giant great hall with giant tables and stools everywhere.
And the ceiling is like.
You can't see the ceiling right now. There's no light. The room is near pitch black. Like there's just a very little bit of light in the current.
I will waltz in behind Grog.
All right.
I'll cast light.
Okay. The room all of a sudden bursts into view. You can now see the walls, the ceiling. It's a smooth stone room. There is a large chandelier currently hanging from the top of the ceiling. It's about 25 feet up to the ceiling in this current room.
There's a big chandelier. That's fun.
Indeed.
I didn't see it.
So yes.
And now do I see that guy better?
You do, yes. You see now there is a mind flayer currently ducking behind one of the tables right now. You can see a number of your friends in the party are currently clutching their heads, silently screaming to themselves, unmoving.
Very good. There's another one of those guys over there.
Wait, there's another one?
Yes.
There's 2?
There's 2.
I spend 3 social points.
How many social points do you have left? You spent a lot over the past couple games.
No, I have not because I didn't do anything last game because I was all recharged.
That's true, actually. Okay.
I'm
Just
not
keep
doing
track of that.
anything. I am.
How many have
I
left?
I have 8 right
You have
now.
8 right now.
Right now I'll spend it to go down to 5.
Okay,
There's
gotcha.
math.
Cool. Go ahead.
Once again, 826 LA, after school tutoring. Good charity.
I could have used it. I cast my pillars, or grand columns, as I like to call it, all the way up and smash that little bastard.
All right.
Smashy,
So what's the save you get past that for the spell?
He does a dex save, and he takes 66 damage. And the dex save is to see if he is pinned or not.
Right. It does make it safe. I believe it's 21.
Oh, man. What?
Roll the 21 versus your DC of your spell, which I believe is not higher than 21.
No.
So yeah, so it
Yeah,
still takes the damage, but it's not pinned.
Which is 15, 18 points damage.
Okay, 18 points of damage, and manages to pull out of the way just in time as it slams into him. He darts off and catches himself on the ground, kind of slowly levitating above the ground as he comes to a stop. The pillar then slams into the roof. This section here actually splinters part of the table, which is now kind of lift off kilter at an angle. Yep.
Oh, so does that mean he's in the air for like a whole round? Because how it works is he's all the way up to that height, but he has to come or fall back down if he makes the save. That's how. So he has to travel that distance. So does he cast levitate as he's coming down?
How I'm playing it is the impact of the pillar suddenly slamming him from underneath is what does the initial damage, and he manages to roll off before it slams into the ceiling and pinning him.
Okay.
So, however, that ends your turn. The Mind Flayer, now looking around and seeing the room lit up, seeing the entire group now in this room, looks around at everyone, puts its hands together and concentrates, and as it does, you see its form
No!
vanish.
Damn it!
A few seconds pass, you guys manage to shrug your stun and Clarota as well.
Whoa, what happened?
That's not good.
No, yeah, they really know we're
They
here.
really know we're here.
We need to get out of this room then.
Let's just search the rest of this floor as quickly as
As
possible.
quickly as possible.
Oh, Grog, can you always put down the dust of tracelessness?
Oh right, I will. He's doing his flower girl moment.
Flower girl.
Passing down, you guys. Alright, so, what is the current mode of action for you guys?
I'm gonna go ahead and dart down this hall that we know is for sure empty.
Okay.
Exit the other side of the great hall that we're in.
And I think we should all go back up. We should go to the second floor.
Through here?
I'm walking in that door.
Yeah, let's.
Look through here and see what appears to be some sort of a kitchen. You can see shelf units, you can see what looks like a few tables, you can see some
I'm gonna
kitchen
walk all the
elements.
way in. All the way in.
Alright, you walk all the way in. There's a door towards the back.
Yep.
And to the right of you,
To the
you
right,
can
what do I
see?
see?
To the right, you see what looks to be a doorway that's partially open that leads to a staircase.
Up or down?
Looks like it's going up.
And what's in this room? I'm looking over here.
Okay, you look over here, it's a double door that is currently closed.
I rolled
I'll head in your direction as well.
two my d6s too.
You haven't taken a short rest yet.
Oh, is that?
You have to, like, guys have to, like, stop and, like, take 10 minutes, 15 minutes to rest to do that, so.
I'm gonna look all over the Great Hall and see
I-
if there's any cool stuff in there.
I think what we should do, everyone, I think what we should do is make our way back to the initial storage room we were in and go up that stairway because that one's hidden. It's by a hidden entrance. People aren't going to think about that one as much as main stairways.
I agree. I think we should. I agree with that. I just think we should check the rest of the floor as well. Just double check everything. Make sure we didn't miss the vaults.
Vax is heading back to the group.
Okay.
Percy and I are checking this room with the double doors. Do you have any, like, trap checks to see if it's locked?
I do.
Okay, so Percy and McClure, you guys open this doorway, it opens up into what looks to be another smaller eating hall. This one's nicer. This one has one long table. This is probably where the more socially risen.
Take a quick look around.
Yeah, is anything in there?
Looks like it hasn't been used for a day or two.
All right.
No cool goodies?
No current goodies in this room. No.
Okay.
So we'll go. Keep going down and check
Going.
the rest of that hallway.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot more, guys. I think we should go find the vault on the second floor.
All right, you guys.
There's a lot.
You guys press down here. There apparently are now, you can see, there's another set of double doors.
Vax is following.
All right.
Thank you.
I think I should gather the group and try to make it back to the other storage room, just to get us out of this area.
So you guys are all moving back with
Is that cool?
Vex to return to the previous storage room?
You can do that, yeah, go for it. We can uncover it real quick.
And you'll hear us if anything goes wrong.
Yeah, just
We'll power
use
through.
your ear.
All right.
I'll go ahead and I'm just gonna kind of use my keen smell again to see if I can smell any Duragar in the area.
Okay. I'll make a perception check with advantage.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll take that first roll, which was 27.
27. You smell that on this floor, there doesn't appear to be any Duragar in your immediate vicinity. There is a strong, lingering scent of them coming from the doorway that you're currently at.
A strong, lingering scent,
Correct. Like it moved, you can kind of tell that it was a recent moving of a large number of Duragar.
but probably not present.
I don't know.
Whatever, I guess we'll see what's in here.
Alrighty.
Peeky, peeky.
I kind of parkour past Percy.
Okay.
We're past Percy.
Parkour.
You open the doors into what appears to be a large temple chamber, a place of worship. What you see are a series of long wooden benches that are arranged to look towards the center. There is an altar to the right that is a risen kind of stone dais, and in the center there is a stone table, an altar which has like a piece of black cloth wrapped over it and something on top of it you can't see from this distance. In the center of the room there is a 12-foot tall statue of what looks like an extremely strong armored Duragar clutching a giant warhammer and a shield.
Oh wait, I'm a tiger.
Yep.
I'm gonna perception check the room,
Yeah, same.
which is high 27.
27. There does not appear to be anybody inside this room.
Screw this room.
However, do you have a religion?
No.
I would like to do a religion roll.
What religion, guys?
9.
Could I do a religion roll from where I am?
You are not over there,
I have an
unfortunately.
I was gonna say, can someone? That's what I was gonna do is tell somebody to get Pike over here real quick.
You guys have earrings?
Yeah, Pike, there's
I can put on my sprinter's boots?
some
Okay.
sort of religious artifacts over here. So if you could use your expertise.
Like, you make your way through, eventually down these hallways.
Clink.
Bong, 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 bong.
She's coming. I can hear her coming.
Now,
Hey guys, I'm here. Did you know I was coming?
Go ahead and make a religion check.
don't stab anything.
I'm gonna follow suit, but slowly.
17.
All right. As you're heading that direction slowly, best that you can tell right now, this room is definitely a small temple built to, and the name kind of escapes you. The words are trying to form in your head for a second, and then eventually you come to realize that this is a chapel to Ledugar. Ledugar is the deity of the Duragar. It's the god that basically freed them from their original enslavement from the Illithids, and they worship as a pinnacle of power, strength, and conquest.
I'd make it up to where those guys are.
All right.
Let's keep searching.
Hey,
What's that statue thingy?
what's the darkness right next to me?
You tell me, Pike.
Is there a door there? What
There
is
is a door right over here.
Oh, I'm gonna open it.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead and open the door. It opens up into what you can immediately see is a chamber that is some kind of magical laboratory. You see in the far corner, hunched, a robed Duragar. And as you open the door, there's a slight sound, a click sound, and a jet of greenish fume begins to spray up into your face. Make a Constitution save.
Oh God, I don't even know what that is. 15.
I look over to
15?
Do you have
Scanlan.
any?
All right. So,
I know. I said I look over there.
you take 11 points of poison damage. However, you could feel the poison forcing its way into your lungs. You manage to back out of the cloud in time and cough it up, and your general physical well-being, you resist most of the effects of the poison. However, this poison fume trap did appear to go off, and as the smoke slowly dissipates, you hear a chuckle across the other side.
As I hear the noise,
You don't hear the noise.
Oh,
Too far away.
shit.
You guys do hear it, though.
Okay, I come over there to see what's happening.
Cupcake.
Okay. As you rush over, Scanlan's backed up away, and you can see there is this chamber here.
Is the poison still in the air?
It's dissipated at this point. It's thin enough. You can still smell it, and it smells awful, like a very, very heavy electrical fire type smell.
So I can see that guy.
Yeah.
So should I dash an arrow and try to hit?
It's up to you. What are you gonna do?
All right, attack him then.
All right, go for it.
Get him.
Shebang! Oh, dang it, I didn't do it. I meant to Hunter's Mark him and transfer it over, but that's okay, I didn't say it.
You didn't say it this time.
That's 30
30.
for the first.
It's a shebang.
I did say shebang and 16 for the second.
Okay, both hit. Go ahead and roll damage on each.
Get it. Well, sort of. 15 and 8.
15 and 8. All right.
The music is on.
All right, so both arrows you can firing over the top. He's kind of hard to see with the table in the center of the room, him crouched in the corner, but both arrows still manage to barely make their mark. One kind of pins him against the wall. He looks at his shoulder briefly, looks back at you, raises his hand as he begins muttering something under his breath. As it does, your arrow
use my-
through his hand. And he tries to shake it, and he now is pinned to the wall with an arrow in the middle of his hand.
Yeah!
Trinket.
Oh no, I used 2 attacks.
Dang it.
But you can still tell Trinket to move. You do.
No, I'm gonna hold him there because there's nobody in the room yet.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so what are you guys doing over in the temple?
Exiting.
All right.
No! Look and see if there's
I
anything
am.
cool first. What was that thing that's covered up by the blanket on the altar?
You walk in and glance towards it?
Yeah.
All right.
What's up with that?
Make your way. You look up to the top of the dais where the altar is, and on top you can see the black cloth that is wrapped over it. The scent gets to you before the actual visual. It's freshly rotting flesh of some kind, and as you glance over, you can see there is a heart that has been cut from a body, and to the point where the blood itself is coagulated and begin to become thick. It's roughly dwarf in size.
I get up and I grab it in my mouth.
Okay, it tastes disgusting.
And then I walk over to Vax and I lay it at his feet and kind of nudge it with my nose.
She caught your heart.
Oh.
I scooch Keyleth behind the ear, but nudge it aside with my toe and exit the room.
Exit the room.
Okay.
I did scritch her ears, but I'm gonna continue down to the end of the hole.
I follow.
Okay.
You
I'm going to.
Down this way?
Yeah.
All right, you make your way into what looks like a giant foyer into a secondary entrance in the side of the...
Just walk all the way to the corner. Stealthing.
Make a stealth check.
It's high. It's 28.
28, got it. Okay, so as you make your way through, you eventually careen to this corner. You can see there's another hallway, what appears to be another room of some kind. You also glance back and see there are 2 sets of stairways that go up and down.
What's behind me?
This is a giant foyer that leads outside of the fortress that
On
way.
the edge of the map this way?
This way here?
No, by the... Yeah,
This way? This comes to an abrupt end at that point.
That's a wall.
A rocky wall into the mountain itself that it's buttressed up against.
Okay, I'm gonna keep coming this way. Stealth.
All right. As you move through.
What's happening with that dude? Are you doing all this while I just pinned up?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on back
So
there.
there you go.
I'm just walking around.
So you glance into this room.
There's
You
doors.
see there's the door. There's an open walkway and what appears to be another barrack section, also completely empty.
Screw that. Do I see a door for this room that's still darkened out? If
Not
not,
on
I'm
this-
gonna keep sliding along the wall.
Okay, as you slide along here, you make your way around to a door
Okay.
there.
Pressing my hand, seeing if I can check any for traps.
Okay,
26.
26. All right. The door does not appear to be trapped.
Gonna be heading in that direction anyway. so-
Agreed. Same here.
Okay.
Would like to stealth through the door.
Wait, before I leave, I carefully examine that statue.
Okay. What do you examine?
The facial features of the god, the deity, right?
Yeah.
What he is, essentially? Yes.
Okay. So you take a face at Luduger. You can see it's very, very old. It's very well crafted. You can see a lot of very meticulous craftsmanship went into its creation. It almost glistens with a perfection that is out of place in an area that is so covered in soot and various other volcanic activity-based mineral deposits.
I'm gonna do a quick Arcana check, just to see if there's any kind of mystical thing around it or anything like that. And it's 19 for that.
Okay. There is some sort of a hum to the air that has an arcane element to it, but you're unable to pinpoint what it necessarily means or what the source is.
Interesting. Okay. Knowing that, I kind of gather my thoughts, and then I head towards where the rest of everybody else is.
Okay. So while you're opening the door, the mage in the far corner kind of looks about sporadically and looks down at the arrow in its hand, at its shoulder, and just kind of fearfully looks up. Wait! Stop! Don't attack. Let's have a conversation.
Speak fast before I kill you.
Oh, snap.
Leans forward, kind of pulling the arrow out of the doorway. And starts hobbling towards you a little bit.
Can we go in the room and Trinket goes up next to him and like gets all up in his face.
Okay.
Next to him.
As you both enter, both of you make Constitution saving throws.
Oh,
as two more plumes of poison out of the ground as both you and Trinket walk in.
Good.
15.
15, okay, and for Trinket as well?
Oh, I should have been so smart, but I wasn't. 14 for Trinket.
Okay, you take 7 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Trinket, however, takes 14 points of poison damage.
What did I get? 7?
7. And Trinket is currently considered poisoned.
Oh no!
What does that mean?
That means
That's okay.
disadvantage on attack rolls, disadvantage on ability checks.
It's okay.
Vomiting berry.
But now there's like and coughing and kind of thrashing about the room. The table it bumps into and it kind of topples over.
Or is this like a turn thing, or can I do something?
Well, this is just a reactionary moment of you guys coughing and trying to get out of
And
this
can I
poisonous
quickly
fume.
cast protection from poison on Trinket?
You can, yes.
Okay, I do that,
Okay.
and that cures it.
That completely removes the poison.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yay, Trinket.
Well done. That's your action. You now, as you're checking the door and you open it up, you hear all this commotion going off to the side now. Scanlan, you're over there as well, watching this and more plumes of these poisonous smoke.
If I get close to the door without going through it, can I see the guy?
You can move over and look. You can just barely make out his form. It is a dark room that is currently filled with a slowly dissipating green cloud, so it's hard to make him out.
Okay, well then I will just... if I can't see him, then I will just yell at him.
All right.
I'll yell with vicious mockery.
Yes.
I don't like you very much for poisoning me and my friends. You're a poopy head.
So vicious.
That is threatening.
Damn.
Okay, so
that does 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage for vicious mockery. All right. Is that how that works?
It's vicious mockery. It's an attack.
That's crazy.
That does like 80 points of damage.
It's a
Who said words couldn't hurt
And
people?
bonus damage to his mother, wherever she may be.
Sticks and stones can break my bones, but
Yeah.
words.
Okay, so has to make a will saving throw. It's your DC. Rolls a 3. Does not. So as you shout out into this room, the currently fearful Duragar mage kind of glances his eyesight about, hears these words, and you see him rack his head for a second with sudden sense of self-loathing and disappointment. His hands drop, and it looks like for a minute his intent to begin muttering some sort of incantation is momentarily distracted.
Nice. Great.
All right, awesome.
Can I start moving back?
Yeah, you guys start moving back
Yeah,
this
we
way.
start moving back.
I hear that, but I'm still going to poke my head stealthily into the door and see what I see. Do I need a new stealth check or?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so great. That is 32.
All right, you glance inside and what looks to be some sort of a training room. There, most of the floor itself is stone, and in the far corner there is a large section that is mainly just sand and dirt, and there are a number of wooden training structures, various shields and wooden bars that are used as means of training for weaponry. There's looks like a giant rack of weapons,
Anything
like pole
good?
arms and stuff.
Anything good looking?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
1.
Most of the materials in this room look like the basic Duragar fare.
These
They're
don't
just
look
black
very
and
good.
iron.
I was going to run in and take a
Alright.
look around anyway, so.
Okay. As you run in, go ahead and make a reflex or a dexterity saving throw.
God damn it.
Okay.
Traps, 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 traps.
24.
All right.
Hot diggity.
So
Chapakeepa.
you take 10 points of lightning damage as you feel a tile on the ground trigger and then spring up, and as it does, you hear this sudden high-pitched whine as blue energy streaks up from the floor, runs through your body. Thankfully, you manage to dive out of the way and touch the ground to ground the energy, minimizing the damage. But yeah, you triggered a trap plate. You're beginning to get the sense that a lot of this tactic of this fortress now has been to lead you guys through a maze of traps.
A labyrinth.
A maze of pain.
Before we hurt
Wait,
ourselves
did we
any
get-
longer,
We
we
got
should.
put on a wild goose chase.
We gotta kill this mother and the god. Or talk to him at least, and then.
We need to get to the main event here.
All right. At this point, Kima is now.
This is a level 2 potion, dude.
I think it's 2.
As Kima hears you shouting all these curses into the room, Kima pushes past you. And pushes past you. You can see Kima coming in the room behind you guys. Steps over the broken table, down in front of the circle, and grabs the mage by the front of his robe, pulling him into her face. The mage, at this point, is still kind of reeling from the fact that you managed to strike him so deeply in the heart of his hearts.
Just not a nice man.
However, Kima, with a look of absolute death on her face, grabs him and pulls him forward and says,
Listen, where is the rest of your fucking army?
She's making an intimidation check. He does not succeed in resisting that.
Yes!
The Duragar is pressed against the wall now. She's slamming him against the back of a bookshelf. And
Look, alright, they're waiting for you up there. Alright? You're not gonna survive this. At this point, the entire city's probably waiting for you on the outside of the fortress, and those that are upstairs are well prepared. Okay? Your best chance of survival is laying on your arms and surrendering.
Oh,
Looking
hell.
out for your best interest here.
Kill this asshole.
Kill him.
Kima, which is still holding him against there, you can see her hand releases the scruff, and he just takes a deep breath for a second. Before he can finish exhaling, she goes immediately grabbing his throat and squeezing it extremely tight. As he does, you see his tongue delling out the side of his mouth as she's cutting off his entire air supply. She pulls forward and takes the great sword and begins to slowly push it into his abdomen. As she does, he starts screaming in terrible pain. You can see her just slowly pushing the blade through his body into the bookcase behind. As she does, she goes,
You're gonna tell me, right now, who they have waiting for us upstairs.
as she begins to push it all the way to the hilt now. He's pinned up against the bookcase and probably a portion of the stone wall behind it. He's now got blood pouring out the sides of his face and on the side in front of his nose. The Duragar being held against the wall.
Whatever you haven't killed, the army's probably up with the king himself. They're all waiting for you. And I hope they piss on your body when they're done.
At which point she takes the blade and twists it. As she does, he gives it this guttural yelp. And his eyes just go blank. Blanker than the Duragar eyes normally are.
I make it to the doorway and go, what is going on in here?
Are there any, taking that in, are there any healing potions or anything in the room that looks like they could be used?
Go ahead and make an investigate check.
What's the effect of the
Can I
levels?
can I look at the door and see if the trap will go off again if we step through it again?
Perception check.
20.
Okay. Looks like from glancing about the room and getting a feel for it, there were 3 traps that were all placed directly at the front of the door, basically to give him a point of defense. They've all been triggered, so you don't have to worry about any more in this room.
Is this still considered the Underdark?
This is, yes.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna go in and look around.
Oh, that's way better.
We're good as well?
Look around for potions and.
This is considered the. I could have been rolling twice for all these damn things.
Remember your ability.
It's 25.
Okay.
Who's the singer here?
Sorry, Skin. So as Kima pulls her blade from his body, kicking it off the great sword and kind of wiping it across the leather on the side, the leather that you gave to her, and a little part of you said, oh.
It's alright, worth it. This halfling is hot.
So you guys made your way back.
Yeah.
Oroto's there at the edge of the corner, and Grog rushes over, just feeling like he was ready for action. What's going on?
We're too late.
This might be a good time.
You glance. It's up to you guys to say. You guys want to go ahead and take a
Can we look around the room?
Did I find any
first, or-
potions?
Yes.
Did I find anything in the room?
Glancing around the room, you managed to find 2 potions of healing.
Oh.
1 potion of superior healing.
What is that? That's major. That's cool.
You also find 1 vial of some sort of weird viscous yellow liquid that you cannot identify.
Oh, don't open that.
Okay.
I feel who knows how long those guards had to be staked out here. Don't open that.
Can I do it? Can I investigate it or arcana it? Arcana? Okay.
Arcana it.
Yeah, that's a 1.
Oh, good.
Oh wait, no, that's a 7. These dice are horrible. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's bad.
It looks delicious. No, actually, you can't make out. It has some change in color as you kind of like swirl the bottle and watch the texture inside shift and change with the centrifugal force. You can't make out anything about its intent, but it does feel like it's a potion created with some
Beerus, do you want to drink this?
Let's just put these in our
What is it?
packs
I
for now.
check it's for 18.
For what?
Whatever you're trying to hand to me.
18 Arcana.
18 Arcana?
Yeah.
Okay. Take a look at it. It definitely is magical. You don't have a lot of experience with alchemy.
Magic.
You gather that the effect that it would have upon an environment would alter your physical form in some way. You just don't know the specific effects.
Absolutely, Chimiel. I'll take that for now. It's in my pouch.
All right.
Take a short rest.
So, as you guys all kind of enter this room, this brief safe zone to take a short rest if you feel you want to heal yourself up and regain any short rest-based abilities, do so.
Can we talk about what this Durgar just told us?
Well, can we go to the bathroom before we do
That's what I was
that?
going to say. We can
Well, I
return.
mean, can we, yeah. Talk.
Yeah.
Talk
So
while
we're
we
going to go ahead and take a
take
quick
our
bathroom break. We're going to play the videos again. We'll return here in just a second as the next
We'll be right
element
back.
of the attack on Emberhold continues.
Oh, and this is your last chance because after the break, we'll pick a winner for the espionage giveaway. So last chance if you want to tweet at espionage makeup and hashtag critical role and look at our sweet nails. They're awesome. They're cute.
Galaxies. All right, see you guys in a second.
Moods.
I have texts and whatnot.
Welcome back, guys. All right, so we've had ourselves sufficiently rested.
Indeed, we have. We have a tabletop promo day kit to give away because you guys got the 50 subs since we started today.
Which is awesome.
And we'll give away another one with another signed poster at the end of the night if you get another 50. So we're about to give this away, but I just want to remind you guys to donate to 826LA. That's the group that Critical Role is supporting. And these guys are here out of the graces of their heart, and it would be very helpful for you guys to donate to them and show your love for Critical Role by donating to the charity. We'll post the link in the chat. Get those donations rolling.
Awesome.
Zach out.
All right, thank you, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
Couple quick things. You want to announce the espionage?
Yes,
winner?
our winner for the espionage bath bombs tabletop from at espionage makeup goes to Danny Carr.
Danny Carr!
Who is at Aline35. So, Danny, I'm pretty sure you follow me on Twitter. Just PM me your address and I'll get these out to you. And thank you. Mwah.
Did you follow him? Because you have to follow him from the DM.
Oh, I have to follow.
So
Oh,
you gotta
well, then
follow.
I'll follow.
Just gotta follow out of it
Danny
too.
right now.
What?
Gotta follow her.
Awesome. Also, as a heads up, guys, we've had some people perpetually asking us about
Oh, I follow her.
the shirts that we made.
Yeah, what happens? What's going on?
You mean these shirts?
That shirt right there.
Whoa.
Good on you.
So we have it's temporary. It's very basic, but we have up. If you guys ever want to go to critroll.com, we have a limited run of those shirts currently available for purchase.
Very limited.
Very limited.
Like
Once they're gone, they're gone.
Like probably less than 15 of each size. Less than that probably. I mean, it was a small amount.
I was wearing mine earlier today, and I only rolled 20s. Only.
Yes.
apparently it's stayed for the first half of the session. So
True. Yeah. So it's www.critroll.com. And yeah, and the site is still under construction. So, but we managed to rush it out, and I want to give a huge shout out to Michael Weitzman, who's
Thank you,
a
Mike.
big friend of ours for helping us make the website.
Yeah.
Thanks, Whitey.
At Whitesley, if you want to bug him. And yeah, so you
That's
can
his
buy
nickname. It's not like a.
Whitesley.
I
His
know.
last name is Whitesley.
But I said, "What's up, Whitey?" Like to him personally.
Oh.
And then they look at me like, "Oh my lord, that is so racist." And I'm like, "No, it's his nickname."
That is actually his nickname.
I'm just
It's okay.
sad. I'm just sad that you don't call me Whitey. Really?
I mean, I can.
Okay, let's start. After this game.
Anyways,
Espionage.
you can go buy T-shirts now.
Website.
Was the whole point of that at
critroll.com.
critroll.com. And there's limited run. Once they're gone, they're gone.
The cost includes shipping.
That is also the name of the shirt.
Yes.
We're packaging them ourselves. We'll have hopefully more in the future, but this is the first attempt at trying to do something like this for you guys.
We're doing this all ourselves just because
See how it works.
see how it works. If you guys
Wait,
want
so
them.
then-
And
I
that
have a
includes the
question.
shipping, so that's why the prices went.
So
Yeah.
future T-shirts, were you guys saying something like it would be like artwork from?
Yes, this was we got this from at Rusgofty. He wore this at Tabletop Day.
Yes.
So
A very similar design. So
yeah, so we decided we're gonna do like fan design T-shirts. So once every so often we'll do a fan design T-shirt.
You submit your design and then we'll make
Yes.
it into a T-shirt.
And then, but they'll all be limited. So yeah.
And
Oh,
shipping's
yeah.
included with the price, guys. Don't worry.
Yes.
But yeah. So anyway, check that out. Thank you guys so much, and let's go ahead and get back to the game proper.
They're sold out.
T-shirts are sold out.
We didn't even finish telling you people.
No, they're not.
Let us finish our sentence first.
Okay, so the limited run. Was
Thanks,
very
guys.
limited.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
20 seconds.
I guess we'll have to order some more then.
Mental notes.
Thanks, guys.
So
Make
small.
more
We didn't
T-shirts.
know. We didn't know.
Hundreds. You would do like 500.
We were gauging interest. I
We
guess
were
there's
gauging
interest.
interest.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Now I almost feel guilty.
I'm gonna
Congratulations to the 100 people who got them.
hold on.
In general,
Tiberius is gonna work some magic and then try to conjure
Oh my
up
God,
a
you're-
few more.
Maybe we'll
He
do
was
one
unaware
more.
that there's
Maybe
so
we'll
many
do
more
one.
of those.
No, they're
There's
coming
like-
in.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
guys. All right. Well, we'll
thanks,
get.
guys.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you very much. We'll
Thank
get
you guys so much.
more to you
Holy
very soon.
shit. I don't know what to say.
Less limited number
Thank you.
and more designs.
Oh god, I'm like gonna cry.
No.
Yeah. Just hashtag them Critical Role and we'll. Oh, but if you're selling them already, there's somebody that's making really cool T-shirts on Redbubble. But if you're making them there, like we can't print them too. So like just submit them to us and then we can.
Sure, do
yeah,
it
we can
We
do
can
it
push them
ourselves.
We'll figure it
for
out.
you,
Yeah.
Anyway, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's get to the game.
Cool.
Guys, the chat room just solved the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Thank you so much, Chad.
Thanks,
How
Jared.
did you do that?
Chat room.
So fast.
Jeez, chat room.
We've got a box of stuff coming right for you right now.
Natural 20.
Thank you.
Natural 20. Problem solved.
Unbelievable.
We have the best viewers. Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks, guys.
oh my god, I'm like
All right.
shaking. I
All right,
here we go.
So,
Insane.
for all you didn't get them, we'll have more soon. I promise.
Do you guys like D&D?
So,
Right.
We didn't know if people liked our show or not.
so
There will be more of these.
you've housed yourself into this enchanting room, this magical laboratory, and taken about a 15-minute rest. You're able to use any of your unused hit dice to heal yourself up if need be.
Oh, well,
Any
where's everybody at? Because maybe I can just do a.
I just
Pretty
spent a
close.
healing surge.
He's. I mean, as far as health goes.
I'm low, yeah, I'm pretty low.
Yeah. What are you at?
How many hit dice do you have left?
Dice.
I know, I don't have that many left. I'm at I accidentally erased it, but I believe I'm at 30.
Oh yeah. I need to. I'll get on that.
Do you have any
Anybody
hit
else?
dice? Some.
What's
Not
everybody
a
at?
lot. Because I can sing to you and give you an extra little roll.
I'd like you to sing to me, either in the game or on another day
Are
as
you
well.
Vex or Vax?
I'm Vix.
Alright, I'll sing to you and are you gonna use a dice?
Let me see
should
how
sing some, I
beautiful your song is.
Heal the Vax, make him a better elf. For you and for me and the entire adventuring band. There are Duragar dying. If you cared enough for the adventurers, you'd bring Vax back to help us with the stabby stab. Thank you.
All right,
Please,
so
vaccinate your kids. I mean, don't vaccinate them. Vaccinate.
yeah, that's the difference. All right, so
The
So you
vaccination.
get a 1d6 for that.
so an extra 1d6 healing to
Needs
anyone.
more than one. 3. Okay.
I
Thank
healed
you.
you 18, which was
Oh,
actually low, but I rolled really high for each roll. Plus
Nice.
my
that's very good. Okay, great. I am almost tip-top condition.
Yay.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
I have a blister.
So as you guys manage to pull yourself out of your rest mode, you now glance out in the hallways. Still quiet. You can hear the movement of footsteps up above you. What is your intent?
To win?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what are we gonna do? Because there's an army waiting
They know we're
upstairs
up
for
there,
us.
But Kima needs her stuff, and we need to kind of put an end to this problem.
Oh, I'm gonna hop out of tiger form, by the way, since we rested and stuff.
Wait, they're above us?
Yeah, they're all upstairs,
All right.
including the mind flayer who vanished from the room
Oh, yeah.
room we're in. So I'm sure he told everyone what's going on.
That's why they're waiting for us, of
But
course.
they don't know we found the secret entrance.
Yeah,
so
we
I
should go
think
this-
Bexali is correct. We should use the stairwell near the secret entrance.
Are we sure there's no other way out of here through this particular floor? Is that the only exit?
There's the front entrance, there's that door over there, there's like 2 other stairways, but we should use this back one by the
Also,
back entrance.
Lady Kima, our purpose here was to find you, but your purpose is somewhat greater than our own. What do you suggest we do in this moment?
As she stands up and she holds the greatsword and swings it a bit. What I'm seeking lies deeper into this cavern. Whatever is at the heart of this illithid scourge, and she glances over at Clorotos in the back corner, hands folded, and there's a slight mental hiss sound in her direction. There's something far darker at the heart of this temple. I've seen it. I have my thoughts and my ideas, but need confirmation before I speak of any doomsaying. However, the link between those foul creatures and the assault that's currently mounting against Craghammer lie upstairs at the center of this Duragar people.
Oh, here.
Here.
Here at where we are now. Yes, here.
The link between this Kavan character.
And let me ask you this. We can be on the same page. We can go up and fuck shit up. However, your weapons and armor, will they be a great help? Should they be our short-term purpose, or should we just go up and try to end this problem?
To be honest, we've entirely lost the element of surprise. I would not wish to sacrifice us foolishly for a few additional trinkets of my own when I feel that this should do well enough, as long as we manage to work together and be smart about this.
So we should potentially just leave this castle for now and go find Kavan, rest up.
No, there's a
Kima
link
is saying
upstairs.
this is the main event.
What?
She
Okay.
just said there's a link upstairs, the link from into Kavan.
Oh,
This is important.
I get it. Okay, let's
This
see
is
it.
important.
How do you think Kavan is able to send these armies up again and again towards the back door of Craghammer? Besides, if we go on and leave them as they are, who's to say they wouldn't come up behind us and then we're fighting a two-sided front once we get there?
Then we gotta go upstairs.
Vox Machina, our years are short. Let's make good use of it.
Let's leave this decision up to Grog.
Grog?
Yes.
Absolutely not!
Grog's sitting there clutching his great axes.
I say, I haven't been able to kill much since we got here. Let's kill something! That's a terrible
Nice mail before we go up, Grog.
Oh, yeah, of course. And he goes into his bag of holding and pulls out his now half-empty cask, and you see him frown as he hears it clink around. He pours everyone a small drink to what is now an empty cask.
This could potentially kill us all.
Yeah.
Wait! Vox Machina!
Vox Machina.
Scandalous though. Should we talk about what Scandalous
Yes, I have an idea, but also, are there 2 stairs up to the top floor?
There's multiple.
You found 3.
Perhaps we should use more than one. Half of our band go up, create a diversion. The other half sneak up and kill. That's one option. The other
Likely
option.
the diversion group.
Definitely the stealthy ones with me.
I do have an idea about gaining the upper hand on our first meeting with this army that's upstairs. An intimidation technique of some sort.
Yes.
We have.
You're not gonna kill another pony, are you?
I can't anymore.
Good.
Much as I would love to. No, but we've heard over our eavesdropping that some of these Duragar bastards are scared of that strange chimera sort of hodgepodge human centipede
Frankenstein thingy.
We could be one of those with a little bit of deception and all of us sort of piling on each other. We could act like a big scary monster and go up and freak the fuck out of them.
You can run reconnaissance ahead of
That's
us.
actually a really good idea.
A little bit of magic
And
and
all of
a
us
little
pile
bit
on
of
Grog and
growling.
Trinket, and you as the bases, and we become
They
the
would
little.
probably be at least for the moment
Intimidated
a bit, and we could get a few licks in before they realized we're just a pile of idiots running like
A pile.
I like it.
So we're basically gonna be like 3 kids, Little Rascal style,
Yeah,
on each other's shoulders
scary
with
monster.
We're going to
with
be,
a
we're going to be a
giant
rat
coat.
king. We're going to be a rat king.
And
But that could be the diversion.
Okay,
at least.
well then why don't I actually like this idea. Why don't we have a few of our stealthy members? Why don't we have the twins be in the shadows and picking people off
That's true,
while
because I've got range, so it makes sense.
Right, why don't we have some of our range people? I can transform into how about a giant scorpion? That sounds fun.
Can you transform into anything?
I can transform into beasts. They have to
How
be
about
beasts.
the type of beast that we know will scare them? Like that big Triceratops thing that we saw with the big
Oh, it
metal
has to be
thing
your
on it.
size, doesn't it?
I can be a rhinoceros. I can be like
Oh wait, back it up to
Well, can I do
scorpion.
dinosaurs? I can be a dinosaur,
I mean,
right?
what
That's
if-
a new
if-
thing I can be, right?
What if you were a scorpion with the dragonborn tail sliding around and a gnome on your front leg and
I've been wanting to use.
Well, here's.
What?
Oh wait. Okay. Hang on. This might be crazy. Wonder what would happen if I drank that weird yellowish potion while
Only
I
one way to
am a
find
monster.
No, it could be poison though.
No, hold on a
But
second.
I'm wondering if you can, if I can transform into a monster, and then you with polymorph can, maybe just transform.
Stop talking! Stop talking! Hold on!
Don't have to snap at me.
What is his personality?
No, you're brilliant, Your Highness.
Oh, thank you. I mean, you can keep going.
I have an idea.
We're off the rails here.
Tell it to us, Tiberius. What's the idea?
Does it involve shitting on a bed?
Eventually, actually, yes.
Aren't you empty yet?
Oh, yes.
This is what's going to happen.
All right.
Okay.
As far as we know, they're all Duragor up there, correct?
Mostly, except for the mind.
There's some mind
Except for the
players.
thing that's probably really creepy.
And another big
controlling
monster,
everything.
probably. They might have
Which
the...
I saw in a vision.
Oh,
Which I think that's what's controlling everything.
visions.
Oh, no, that's
that you have.
Kavan.
That's Kavan.
With the
I think
horn
that's
of black.
isn't that
I think we're talking about the same
No,
vision.
he's at the other one.
He's at the other one.
Okay,
Sorry. Read it wrong.
this is what will happen.
Okay, tell us.
Those who can go stealth, we will creep up there. I will go invisible myself. I will be in front. You, closely behind me.
He has a name.
Vax! There they go. You closely behind me. And whoever else can stealth, follow suit. I will cast Alter Self and turn myself into their god.
Their god?
Kavan?
Oh, their god. Their god.
Yes.
But you don't know what he looks
Or
like.
into
I
that
am-
other thingy.
I absolutely know what he looks
I
like.
mean,
Into
Leduga.
Yes.
Leduger?
Oh, Leduger?
We just saw
That
his
guy?
damn statue.
Well, that's not Kavorn though.
But
that's
the
right,
Duragor
it's their god.
worships.
That's smart!
Yes.
As I give my whatever the hell I come up with to say at that particular time.
Maybe you should think it first. Think it through first.
You,
What do you do?
as soon as the mind flayers catch all in, and I turn to Clarota, and I turn to Kima, that's when all of you will strike at them first. The rest of you will wait till I shoot off a couple of fireballs at the Duragor once they figure out that we're full of crap. Because I'm sure that's bound to happen, unless I am super convincing, which I hope that's the case.
Okay.
But I think that's our best bet to keep a certain element of surprise.
Okay. So wait. Are you going to be their god, and I am still going to also be a crazy monster? Is your pet crazy monster with our stealthy team?
I think
or
the only
just
thing
that?
better than their god would be their god on top of a giant scorpion.
Ooh.
I have faith in you, Tiberius.
I have
Let's
faith
run
in
with
scorpions.
this.
You'll be like
Between the two of us.
Xerxes.
Run with this.
Can I cast, because I've been wanting to use thaumaturgy? Thaumaturgy? Which can make your voice 3 times as louder.
Yes. Can you cast that on him?
that on him?
At the moment, he would be speaking, yeah.
At the moment he'd be speaking? Okay.
Oh,
So let's do that.
Yes.
Ooh, that's gonna be so cool.
Some theatrics.
This is a plan.
I love it when a good
So
plan
wait.
comes together.
So some of us are
what is that?
stealthing.
Where did you
You're
get
being
that?
a big god who talks loud and is riding a scorpion.
Yes.
From
So maybe
Pierce
I'll
of
tuck
WB.
behind him on top of you, that's the scorpion, and then when you're getting ready to talk, I'll just.
Okay.
And then your voice will be, you'll have.
Yeah, that's good. That's
How,
good.
how about
Megaphone.
this? So, just to clarify, are we all going up the same staircase, or are we going up two separate staircases? Vex and Vex.
I think we should just go up the same staircase.
Same
'cause
staircase.
if there's too many of them, if we split up, we could just all die.
We don't know what it could be. A million rooms up there.
We have no idea what's up there, but Tiberius has got a plan. I like
If he's
it.
the
I
god,
like
we
it.
just go in behind him as the god.
What if we did like your dimension door? Because is it too not very godlike if he's coming up a staircase? Like.
Dimension door's off the table.
I can pass.
I'm out of spells.
Tiberius. Tiberius.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Tibes.
But don't use the god
Okay,
thing.
okay.
Don't use the god thing till we get to the big group. To the big thing. If you see a guard, don't turn into a god. You gotta see like more than 5 people before you turn into a god.
Yes.
Tiberius.
Yes, Max.
Do you intend to go up one of the other stairways? I believe this one by the entrance, the secret entrance we came in, will afford us the element of surprise. Do you think you want to go up one of the others?
Oh, let's go up that one.
And make a distraction, right? Your plan is to make a distraction?
Yes, of course.
You're a brave dragonborn.
I am going to cast Pass Without a Trace on the party. Everyone, stay
Who's the
close.
stealth party? Not you. You and me. You.
Well, all of us, I guess, would probably go
Potentially, all of
upstairs.
us will be stealth except for Tiberius and you, who is a scorpion, and you, who's
I'm
riding
not.
behind
I'm riding
Tiberius.
on her, so I probably won't be rolling for stealth. Just kidding.
You'll be rolling.
I probably won't roll.
Just
I'm
kidding.
throwing it out there.
You hear in the back of your mind this subtle, soft, echoing chuckle. You're all crazy. I like it. At which point, Kima, who's listening to all this with a look of kind of awe and curiosity, says, "You know, for once, I actually agree with the thing." All right. Yes. Takes her greatsword in her hands. Lead the way.
Going upstairs.
You
Okay.
guys are stealthing up first, right? So we'll all. We should all.
We all have Pass Without a Trace, as long as you stand close.
So we-
Can I just inspire?
We had 10.
I
Two more.
have.
We had 10.
I'll wait for the inspiration.
I have some inspiration dice to give out that I could give out as bonus actions. Can I give it out before we go into battle?
I would say, like, momentarily
Okay.
right beforehand.
Good to know.
Maybe one of those, like,
But I can't mass give it out. I have to give it to one person.
it's one of those things where it has to be in the moment when the adrenaline's pumping, I think, to be able to last into the combat.
Okay. And do we want to send Clarota and Kima off through a different staircase so we just have
no.
at least a
Stick
backup
together.
plan?
One big
Too
party.
big of a group to of an army upstairs to split us up.
Don't
Yeah,
split
we
the
don't-
party.
Yeah, but in
Yeah,
those
that's
but
we have
listen,
to 300 this.
in
We
those
gotta-
action movies when there's one guy who goes away for a while, he comes back at the end and saves the day. If
not
we
gonna
did
be
that,
us.
no.
Yeah, that's
It's not gonna be us.
We few. We happy few. We're about to go do something very stupid. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Oh my god, I can't believe
Roll venturing up which stairway?
The secret one, the one but in the storage room.
All right, so you guys.
We've got this. We've got this.
Oh no, Grog fell over. Oh my gosh.
Look at my hand.
This is.
The worst.
It's been a
Here
good
we go.
day.
Here we go. Here we go. We're good. We're good.
What are you gonna say? Are you thinking about this? Think about
so
something.
nervous.
Okay.
Start thinking about this now. Meditate on it.
There are rooms up there.
Oh,
I'm
right.
just nervous
Yeah,
because
you
I
should
feel
know
like
his
I
name.
can
It was.
screw all of this up with my stupid.
What's the name of the god again?
Hang on, I
What
got
is
it.
the
I got
name
it.
of the
Tiny, tiny room.
What's that?
Leduger.
Beware the construction paper.
Leduger. Say it
Can
a
I
few
take
times.
off my armor
Say it again.
right now, or?
Your
Say it again.
armor class would go way
are
down.
beautiful.
Yeah, you should
You
judge.
become a soft target.
All right.
Destruction.
All right.
Not my strength.
You guys all make your way up and you're all squeezing into this tiny, tiny room. You're all shoulder to shoulder, essentially. You come up to the top area, there's a small box, and there is just a single stone door.
Check for traps.
Excuse me. Sorry. This way. Sorry. Excuse me, Kima. Sorry. All right. My hands are on
Very
the door.
crowded.
I'm going to check for traps on this door. I get 21.
Okay. You take a moment and you kind of place your hand along this stone surface. You find that there's a low kind of hum to it.
Careful.
And you can tell that there's a small, almost like a thin whisper of string laid across the very top of the stone where the wall meets.
Of course I can. I'm going to take care of this. Hold on. Yeah. Is this Thieves' Tool, correct?
Yes.
26.
26, okay. You come up and you find that this is a very, very fine hair trigger. This is actually a partial enchantment as part of a magical trap. You know that with the slightest hint of false vibration to it, the door shifting or hitting it at the wrong place will trigger whatever this trap is.
His hands are steady.
And so you bring your tools up, you manage to place one at the base of each point of where this kind of arthane silken thread lies across. Simultaneously, you take your daggers and place them underneath the thread at each ends and sever them both at the same time. The thin whisper of a string just slowly glides down and vanishes into a small sparkle of light.
Cut the red wire.
I'm just going to lay my ear on the door and see what I can hear.
Go for it.
That is 21.
Hearing it, you hear what sounds like the low mutter of somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 low voices and the small shuffling of many footsteps.
It's not the main
Shuffling,
group.
you said.
Yes.
And if I listen for a moment, does it continue?
It's not the main.
It kind of, a couple footsteps, some talking as well, footprints. You can hear the scraping of metal.
And it's the only way we can go is through this door, right? We're all smushed
There's a
into
hallway.
it.
There is a hallway this way.
That way?
leads-
Oh.
Skip it.
So we stealth down the other hall. We try.
Skip it.
So I motion everyone away from this door.
Okay.
Okay. You know, the whispers and voices aren't like directly on the other side of this wall. They're just in that room echoing through. But you do hear a lot of people there. All right, so what are you doing?
We're going down, stealthing down that hallway.
I say to my earring.
Can we check for traps? Check for traps. I'm perceiving.
Roll for perceiving.
Okay, cool.
23 for Vax.
Oh, I get twice, thank God. Oh, good. That was way better. 10.
Okay. No traps.
Yay!
You both glide your way up and peek around the corner. What you see immediately are 6 Duragar, all stationed in this hallway, guarding what looks like 2 large doors and entrance to this main chamber. And they're all just standing there, weapons ready, looking around.
Okay.
Wait, which is the main chamber that you just?
This big chamber here
Oh,
where
that
you guys
we
have
were
come
listening to
I
the
think-
door.
Vax sneaks back to the group and motions Tiberius over. And Keyleth over.
Okay. We're doing this?
One moment.
Okay.
Lightning, who knows lightning? What's magic of lightning?
What's going on?
Are you going
One
to try
moment.
and lightning bolt an entire
The
line?
magic of lightning. I've seen you do it before. I've seen you.
I do
You
know
know.
it right now.
Anyone who knows lightning, I've seen it done on the battlefield with us.
I have
Person
guiding
to person
bolts.
to person to person.
Can do it.
Well,
Which
here's
is up
the thing.
once again,
Oh.
clearing his throat in your presence.
Oh, Scanlan, I think, can do it.
Hi, Scanlan here.
Scanlan, you know how to harness the power.
I mean,
power
I don't
of
want
electricity.
to. I don't want to brag, but I'm a regular Ben Franklin over here.
Um,
He's a guy. He's a gnome I knew.
Scanlan, can you and I focus our call lightning spells together? To lightning these.
Unless I mean, mine's so freaking powerful.
If
Mine's
Scanlan and
Well-
one of the others does lightning at the same time, and it goes, if you get through that line, we could drop them all at
But
once.
that's noisy. They'll come out.
It's not that noisy. It's not like
I think it's
banging
gonna be
around.
noisy. It's not a stealthy attack.
It's a quick way to get rid of 6 people, though.
Maybe.
Oh, is that what we need to do?
There's a row of Duragar around the corner. They're all in a line like Radio City. We just, if I can get Scanlan, if you, what about you, Keyleth? Do I remember light, or do you bring it down from above? Tiberius,
What?
do you have the power of
Do you want me to?
electricity?
Do you want me to shock him?
Oh, I have an idea. Okay, I'll peek around.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Sweet.
You have a +10 because of my pass without a trace.
You've got 6 Duergar in a row. Is there anything you can do that's
27.
all down the line?
That's when you see this long row of Duergar that are all kind of armored and ready, guarding the front of this chamber.
I cast Watery Sphere at the end of the last guy and create a giant ball.
Wait, you're doing it now?
Okay.
What does it look like, Vax?
So this giant water sphere
Scanlan
appears
electrified.
on which side of the wall?
On the last guy.
This guy here?
Yeah, and I draw it towards us.
Vax is grabbing the gnome and tossing him out to the right, out here at the front of the group.
Okay.
And I stop at the last guy.
Scanlan leaps out as the water sphere begins to pull
And
in.
while he does that,
Saving throws. What's your DC?
yeah.
My
Spell
DC?
DC? Yeah.
17.
And this is
Ready,
a
Scanlan?
dexterity save.
Yes.
All right.
One at a time.
One at a time.
Hold on.
Get
Hold
them all
on.
together and then we can.
One at a time. No, I mean.
No.
All of them fail.
Oh! This is gonna be cool. This is gonna be cool. It's gonna put them all in one spot.
I'm covering
They
them.
were already in a line.
No, they're all in this
No,
giant
now we
sphere.
can electrocute them and they're wet.
There is now an entire clustered sphere of water that is containing a mismatch of Duergar that are swinging and
Lightning bolt!
Keyleth, can you... yeah, there we go.
call lightning. All right. So as Keyleth, you step forward out of the hallway. You bring your arm up, and there's this small cluster of dark clouds begin to form and swirl up in the top of the 20-foot hallway. As it swirls, you bring your arm downward, and there's a sudden crack of thunder, a loud blasting sound that echoes through the hallway. As the lightning strikes down in the center of the sphere, you see the water itself burst as the actual cacophonous blast of the lightning kind of loosely shakes up the aquatic sphere. However, go ahead and roll damage.
Do I get any more damage? Because
You do an additional 2 dice of damage to each one of the Duergar because they are contained in the water.
Yeah.
So 5d10.
Correct.
Woo! Wow. Do I roll for each one?
D10?
You just roll once, and that's across the board for all of them.
D10, right?
And they are at a disadvantage to the same time because they are in the sphere.
Oh, and they're at a disadvantage?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm holding them up.
All right.
It's really funny because 2 of them roll 20s in a row, but they're at disadvantage.
Nice, not too shabby. So we have 10, 19 plus 18, bringing it to 28 plus 3, 31 plus 1, 32.
Okay, so the sphere explodes. The actual stone on the ground, you can feel shake and shudder with the impact of the lightning storm. All but one of the Duergar are blown apart and scattered across the wall, Akira style, just against the walls.
All but one?
Clumps.
And
Well, one of them is still in the center of the sphere, now looking charred and burnt and eyes wide open with anger and frustration.
Scanlan, go!
I say, you ugly. You ugly. Your mama says you ugly. You ugly. You ugly. Your mama says you ugly. And I cast vicious mockery on him.
Okay.
Not much damage.
Rolled a 14 versus the DC, which I think is
19.
All right, how much damage did you do?
Just 5.
How much did you do? The total?
32 total.
After that. Okay.
Plus
so
5.
Somebody dies.
hold on. So, as the Duergar is currently held aloft in this aquatic sphere, half charred and burnt with pieces of his friends floating in the water around him, he hears through this kind of warbling sound, "You ugly, you ugly." And he sees everyone kind of step out in the hallway clapping with you, and he kind of looks around at himself, looks at his situation, and eventually just gives up and takes a big old gulp of water and drowns in the center of the aquatic sphere.
Yes! I shamed him to death.
Amazing. What a terrible way to die.
Good news is, you guys royally screwed over 6 Duergar, one of which you shamed him to death. You have definitely, however, announced
Made
your
a bunch
presence
of
at
noise.
the shame.
Run back and go through the back.
Let's do it now.
Spanked Tiberius on the tail and says, "Get ready to deity."
I guess I get on my back, and I piggyback him.
Is this the chamber?
Well, I
You
gotta get up
transform?
I do.
So you can, or just cast
No,
it on
Marisha,
now.
you transform.
Well, I'm piggybacking him just now.
Okay.
I'm literally just piggybacking Tiberius.
Okay, so Tiberius, you
breathing.
leap onto her back.
And I cast Alter Self.
Okay.
And I turn in.
Scanlan, Vex.
Oh, you okay? All right, and now I cast into a
What are
I'm
you
gonna
doing?
cast the thing on him.
Rhinoceros?
Alright, so you're falling behind here.
Okay.
Okay, so you cast thaumaturgy on him to give him a vocal emphasis, a roaring, booming voice. Do you stay with him or do you move back with the rest of the group?
Pike. What kind of animal would this god use? Do you know, like, what kind of animal the Durgar would
Knowledge,
worship?
religion check.
Do you know?
Religion check.
Yeah.
What kind of animals he might like? You know, like how, you know, animals.
14.
14. You have no idea. You know the deity exists. You don't know of any sort of animal, beast, or creature symbolism that would befit a Durgar god.
I have no idea.
I bet a scorpion would be
Yeah, I guess a scorpion. Scorpion sounds good.
Fine.
Scorpion.
He's
All right.
yeah.
Giant scorpion.
Keela's form shifts as you see a bunch of arachnid-like legs sprawl out the side of her torso. Her form condenses into a dark chitinous shell as two giant claws form out the side of her body and a giant poison stinger curls up from behind. Tiberius kind of holds on during the transformation.
I'm gonna go back because if they see me, then they'll know something's fishy.
All right, the rest of you are here. So, you feel this kind of divine energy cascade around your throat, and you could feel like your vocal cords themselves are temporarily infused with some sort of divine presence. You've transformed yourself now into the visage of this Durgar deity, standing probably at a good. What height are you going at?
How tall are the?
Proportional to my.
The Durgar are about 4.5 feet
So
tall.
let's make him 6 feet tall.
All right, 6 foot tall Durgar standing there.
That would be the
Yeah.
All right.
The two of us get back by the other
Twins are
door
going
and get
backward.
ready to bust in that back entrance as soon as.
I'm with them. We're the stealth party.
I'm in fact nudging Grog away from the stool towards the front,
Like
towards
right-
Tiberius.
No. He's
This way?
Yeah, he can come in and.
Yeah, he needs to be ready
Back up
to
damage.
come in and.
I don't know, they're not that strong.
What are you doing, Grog? Which way? Which way do I go?
Vax kicks Grog in the butt and sends him forward. Go help Tiberius.
Grog
Don't-
says,
don't-
I'm gonna get you back for that.
No!
Shit.
Not that far!
Come back, because if they see him.
Dude, stay in the corner, Grog.
Door.
Wait till I say help me, and then come kill everything.
Okay, he looks like he's listening, mostly.
Back him up.
You hear
Good job,
shifting.
Grog.
You hear shifting in the doorway at the front.
I
Some louder footsteps coming towards the front. Where you guys are?
Okay.
What's the plan? What's doing what?
Who's going in first?
Well,
Odds
I'm a scorpion.
Is this gonna be the entrance where everybody's gonna be?
Yeah, you bust in and be a god.
And then we're
Oh,
gonna
are we
bust
busting
and
in?
kill
Bust in and be a god.
All right.
Yeah, we'll go in the other way.
Fuck if I know.
That's your job. Bust the door open.
All right, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Oh my
As
god.
a scorpion.
I'm
As a
simultaneously
scorpion.
checking our door for. No, I already did.
Yeah, so
it's
we can just
unlocked.
go
It's
in.
untrapped. It's unlocked. Never mind.
Giant scorpion athletics. Plus my dex, I'm assuming.
No, this is strength.
Oh, that's my strength. That's pretty cool, though. 22.
22.
Rolled a 19.
All right, the doors splinter open. The doors are actually broken off the hinges.
That's right.
As that happens, I cast light, and I cast prestidigitation to
Yeah.
Carpet of
Concentrate.
Yeah, don't lose
Concentrate. Don't cast too much shit.
I can't hear what's going on. I hear some annoyances
Okay.
in the background as I cast prestidigitation to make my voice louder.
No, he.
Because she's doing that with commentary.
She already took care of it.
Oh
It's
shit!
3 times louder than it normally would be.
So just keep focusing on your light.
Right.
Right.
As you guys come bursting in,
Holy shit!
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
And maybe do some prestidigitation where you can throw shit around.
What?
Oh. Hello, everybody.
I would like to rage.
Oh no, basilisks!
What?
Those thingies!
Oh, that's right. They have those pet basilisks.
so
Remember?
the doors
So stupid.
burst open. So you guys come through. All of the Durgar stand there with the weapons at the ready. You can see in the back on this raised platform where the cloth stops, there is 2 thrones, and the top 2 Durgar sitting in the thrones at the ready. You can see 2 kind of lizard-like creatures in the back on chained leashes. However, all the Durgar that are ready to strike as soon as you burst through take a step back, looking extremely confused about what's going on.
Silence!
Whoa.
All of you, silence!
We weren't talking.
knows who I am?
Make a persuasion check.
Get it.
Yep. Vax is quietly moving along the back wall.
Where our door is open?
Yeah,
It is now.
We're gonna try to stealth in and sneak attack him.
16.
Okay. The Durgo at the front take another step back. Looking both frightened and odd. The one nearest to you takes his hammer and throws it to the ground and takes a knee.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, it looks like there's one saved soul at this point in time.
At which point, two of the other ones nearby kind of look at each other and look back at the one who's on the ground. They put their hammers down and they kneel as well. At which point, in the back, you see the two throne figures stand up. One of which you can barely see in kind of the dim light side of your light spell that's currently gleaming above you. This long, almost touching the floor, black braided beard that drags right over this heavy set plate of jagged black iron metal. A giant sword in his hand.
You're kneeling below this false idol. This
silence!
As I cast silence, as I say silence, I blow a big plume of fire out of my mouth, and I cast control flames. And
so the light.
I don't cast control flames. I just do the fireball. I just do the fireball for effect. I don't do control flames because that's a concentration spell.
Yes. All right. So you do the fireball. Where are you casting fireball, or just
doing
a plume of flame? Roll intimidation check.
You guys, what are you doing right now?
I'm moving along the back wall.
18.
I want that illithid.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Yeah.
Melts is going in there with him.
I go in and stand at the wall, like next to the door.
32.
Okay. Your stealth roll.
I'm so stressed.
I know. I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack.
So you rolled a 18. 18. Okay. You can see the this figure, which you're gathering at this point is probably King Murgle. Still holding his sword aloft, looks back towards his wife, who's sitting in the throne next to him, or is just standing up and kind of confused.
That's right, boy. I am Maduga. You know. And you know your deeds as of late might upset my rest.
All the Durgar are now looking over their shoulders back towards the king and kind of watching this transpire between the two.
All of you lay down your arms!
You got 32. You guys moving in? Everyone else staying in the back hallway?
I'm not moving.
Okay, back hallway.
I like this.
As you guys push in further and further, the group that are kneeling move back in sheer fear and horror.
At which point, the king takes a step down off of the throne area onto the next platform.
Good.
Weapon still at his side and says,
Men, I've trained you, I've raised you, I've fed you, and I've kept you alive.
And I don't care for you to finish that sentence!
I cast fireball. Right on him.
On the king?
Yes.
Whoa.
That's an attack right there.
Of course it is!
All right.
Yes, it is.
So, the blast hits him, the 20-foot radius. That will grab everything in that radius, including you.
Oh no!
I know it.
So,
You got that.
Go ahead and
Sorry.
roll damage. 8d6.
It's alright.
8d6.
Heal me, Pike. Heal me. Heal me
I will.
in 3 minutes. Heal me. Oh, man. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna sting. 8d6? You got this.
God damn. Come on, you got this. You got this, Max.
You want it to be a lot, but not too much.
It's a little less than 55.
25.
Okay.
25. Okay.
I'm sorry, 30.
Okay, good. So, they explodes around them. You see all of them kind of shield themselves from the blast of flame. As it spreads out.
Wait, I'm doing the rogue thing that I can't remember the name for.
Can you dodge?
No, that's it. Something else.
Quickly, dickly.
Alright, so, while you're looking that up, the Durgar brace themselves, and they have an innate natural resistance against things magical in nature. So they all take the brunt of the damage, however, it does not do as much as you hope to the group. All of them look hurt, but definitely not taken out of the fight. The ones that are in the front. The two lizard creatures, which you now have a better look at, you do see as familiar. They have numerous sets of legs, and though the chains hold them at bay, both of them glance up instinctually. I want you, Tiberius, to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
Traps.
Yes. DM. Evasion. If I make a success, I get half damage. If I fail, I get.
That's terrible.
Oh, Jesus.
Alright, so
If I fail, I get If I get half damage. If I succeed, I get no damage. I think I failed. I got a 9.
yeah, so you take half damage. So you take the what was the total damage on your fireball?
30, 15.
So you take 15 points of fire damage.
Get
Press
ready.
Alright, so as you glance about the room now, you look over and both of these lizard creatures kind of look towards you. You kind of look back and forth, and there's this like gleam in their eye. Suddenly you feel you're forming and tighten up. Instinct. So you are considered restrained, which means you are at a disadvantage to all your attack rolls and
Hold on,
ability checks right now.
I still have a bonus attack I can do before that happens, correct?
No, this is as it's happening. Your
Okay.
turn is still happening.
I got it.
This is all kind of a fluid moment.
Got it.
Things happen as they happen until initiative is being rolled, which is now.
Okay.
So everyone roll initiative.
Sneaky, sneaky. Ugh.
Break.
Right. Nice.
Good number.
Stupid dice. I know.
All right, so 25 to 20.
Natural 20.
What's your
Nothing.
Was nothing for dex? Okay.
Oh, for dex?
You add your dex to your initiative.
That's nothing.
Okay. So 25, 20,
23.
23,
21.
All right.
Yeah. Sneak attack.
Alrighty. 20 to 15.
19.
17.
Alrighty. All right. 15 to 10.
I'm 9.
9.
Oh, deal. Great.
5.
5.
Not to brag.
You did get him on.
Ooh, dog actually got
Big number 5.
Right behind them.
Oh, that'll be great.
All right.
I just noticed your shirt. It's really great.
Okay.
Guys, tune in every week for this kind of intense action.
This verse
Unless we're all
brooding
dead next week, in
intensely.
which case,
Thanks
Mama,
for
put
watching
the coins on my eyes.
All right. That brings us to the top of the round. Percy, you're up.
I'm gonna hold off until I'm actually gonna delay my turn until post pike.
Can I still
Okay.
yell out shit while this is happening? Or do I have to wait my turn?
He's loud.
I mean, you can yell out like one thing while other
I'm
things are
loud and
happening.
I've got range, so I'm gonna let the room fill, and then I'm gonna come in and
All
get
right,
some.
Percy goes to the bottom.
While this is all going down, I'm gonna yell,
Those who want to live, throw down your arms!
that's what I do.
Okay.
While this is all going down.
That brings us to the top. Vax, you're up.
Okay, I use my bonus action to click my Boots of Haste together, and I tap dance over to the Illithid, and I'm going to use 2 daggers to stab him in his eyeballs.
Coup de grace.
Okay.
First one hits. It's 18
It's
plus.
critical because he does not see you and has not acted yet this combat.
Yes, it is. So I just take my keen dagger and I shove it in his eyeball to 1d4. It's 2 plus.
I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack.
We're gonna be fine. It's nothing we can't handle.
14.
Something we can't handle.
19, 28 plus 36 is the first dagger into his eyeball.
Okay.
Second dagger also hits for a little less, for 7 points of fire damage in his other eyeball.
All right, gotcha. So the first one actually jams into one of its eyes, and it didn't even seeing you. It recoils back, slapping your hand back out of the way. The other dagger strikes and just gleans off of its shoulder. However, it turns around with its other eye at you, and it definitely knows you're there.
Oh no.
Okay, I like to circulate my hands to kind of carve out the eyeball areas.
No, it pushed you off.
Yeah, okay. Okay. It's alright.
All right, that brings us to Grog.
I would like to go to a whorehouse.
Goes into a rage. And Grog's going to go ahead and take his axe with the chain on it and throw it towards the first Duragar he sees, which is right here. Throws it. All right, that is a... It's going to miss. Roll a 4. It swings past. He's going to make an athletics check to see if he can bring it back. That he succeeds. So he throws the axe, it swings past the Duragar, clinks onto the ground using his chain. He yanks it back, catches it in his hand. His turn is spent, however. Next up is Scanlan.
I step into the room, lining myself up with those 2 pig creature beast things in a line. Yeah. Can I also catch the king or no? What do you think?
Nah, it's a line. It has to go straight.
Going for the guys. I don't want to scald you. You're already hurting. I'm gonna go straight across the piggies. And make them squeal with lightning.
All right. At the start of your turn...
Oh shit, there's a trap.
No, at the start of your turn, you come up and the creature looks over and you guys make eye contact. You aren't averting your gaze. Go ahead and make a Constitution save.
I was not averting.
Saving throw. Come on, Scanlan, you lucky motherfucker.
Is it? Where's my
D20.
There it is.
There you go.
Roll high.
17 plus what?
Plus your Constitution modifier.
19. Yes.
All right. So as it glances over at you, there's a shine in its eye, and you feel all of a sudden your form for a second tense, and you shrug off the effect, untouched by it. Now, go ahead and take your turn.
Good poop. I cast lightning on the 2 beasts in a straight line.
Okay, so you pull back and you unleash a lightning bolt, goes streaking across the room.
If I can get the king, I can.
Unfortunately, it's just out of the line, Ray, but it does streak across and blast both of these now visibly basilisks
Do I have to roll
in
the
front
hit
of you.
first?
No, you hit automatically. Just go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, sweet dice rolls.
Let it rain.
Let it rain D6s from the sky.
29.
29. One fails at saving throw, one makes it.
Oh, nice.
So 29 damage to one, and that will be 14 to the other.
And then
one gets the
for bonus action, I inspire.
This one here is the full blend of it. That one half full.
I inspire Vax with a little ditty.
All right.
I want to sing a song of inspiration, of inspiration.
Alrighty, that ends Scanlan's turn. King Muradin's turn now.
King Muradin.
King Muradin is going to... It sees this blast of lightning streak past now. As it blasts just barely passing in front of it, hitting both of his pet basilisks. Now seeing that there's like a full army between himself and the current intruders, one of which is visibly stiffening, he glances over at this tiny gnome individual that now gave loose to this bolt of energy. Grabs his blade with both hands and goes running towards you with an angry... But he uses a bonus action quickly to pull out a vial, pop a cork, chug it, shatter the glass on the ground. As he does, you can see his arms actually billow and grow extremely strong and thick with muscle.
What color was the vial?
This was a purplish in color.
Damn it.
He then runs forward.
What if you just like, just
Just a little taste. Yeah, just like
And it's going to take
a little for now.
his
little for
turn
later.
swinging at Scanlan.
As he does, I sing, "Dodge that sexy attack, go white boy." I sing my what is it called? Cutting words? No, yes.
Yes,
what?
cutting words.
Cutting words, and I try to distract him as he's attacking me.
Okay, so you get to...
What is it, a D8?
A D8 off of his first attack.
5.
5, okay. Well, he rolled a 20, which brings it down... Or a total of 20, brings it down to 15. What's your armor class?
14.
Oh! Second strike is a 13. Third strike is a 12. Wow, he just can't hit all this turn. But however, the one strike he does get on you, the sword comes down, streaks across the front of you, and as you're finishing your last final note of that song, you take 18 points of slashing damage.
Okay. No.
Where are you at?
I'm fine.
Where are you at?
I'm fine. I got more than him.
That ends his turn. This brings us back to Vex.
That's me.
Yep.
I cast Hunter's Mark. Actually, I just transfer it because the other one died. I transfer it to the king,
Okay. King now
And
has
then I
time to-
cast. First, I want to move Trinket over and oh no, I can only move Trinket. Okay, first I'm going to cast Conjure Barrage at. It's a 60-foot cone.
60
So I want to
foot cone?
see how many of them I can get.
You can.
Nice.
You can get. Let's see. You can get. It'll get everybody.
Yeah.
Can I angle it so I don't hit those my buddies and just hit like?
You can angle it in a way that will. If you want to get the king in it, you're gonna hit these two here.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And Grog.
All right, I'll hit him.
It's the price of war.
Okay, so you'll be able to hit everything in that row.
Awesome.
So go for it. Go ahead and how's that effect on that work?
That is I roll 3d8.
All right, so go ahead and roll 3d8.
Yeah.
So many hit points.
I know.
That was on a corner.
Okay, roll again.
So many hit points.
Oh, good. 17.
17. Okay, and what's the effect of the spell? Like, what do they roll against?
They roll a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. King makes his with a 20. So he takes half damage for it, or no damage?
Half as much, yeah.
Okay, so what was the total again? It was.
That's I don't get a
What was the total originally? It was. What was
The
the total?
total?
Yes.
Was 17.
17. Okay, so that is 8 damage to the king.
Plus a hunter's mark.
Right, so roll an additional 10 on that.
4.
4, gotcha. Alright. The Basilisk also does not make it save. What's the DC on this?
DC. What do you mean?
This your spell DC, at the top of your spell page.
Yes. It's 14.
14.
Oh, I did get I didn't add my spell attack bonus. Should I have done that?
No, that's just to hit something with a spell.
Okay,
Nothing
cool.
Alright, so Basilisk in front makes it. So it takes the 8 damage. The the rest of the Durgar, they do make their saves, they take half damage. However, with the spray of arrows that comes flying out of the front of your bow, you manage to take out
Whoa.
5 Durgar in one
Nice
swipe.
Oh!
Guns remain damaged but still standing. Also now, dexterity saving throw for you,
Against 14.
Tiberius, and Grog.
Natural 20.
Nice.
19.
Nice. So both of you guys take 8 damage.
Scorpion.
Grog fails. Grog takes 7.
Get over here.
Sorry, Grog.
It's alright.
All right, Vex. Is that the end of your turn?
I moved Trinket in, and
Okay.
I wanna.
Is it 8 damage, right?
If I can get him to Illithid, I want to get Trinket close, like kind of
Can't quite
behind
get
the
there. That's about
queen.
as far as.
Okay.
Basilisk.
No, I want to get him near. That way you can flank.
Okay. All right. That ends your turn. It is now Lady Kima's turn.
Ooh, I forgot about her.
Kima rushes in angrily.
She rages.
She has to make a saving throw.
Not to rage.
Succeeds against the Basilisk as it glances past. Rushes forward in combat with both King Morgul and the Basilisk. However, as she goes in for King Morgul, screaming, the blade of the great sword arcing across the air with divine glowing energy. You see it aiming for the king, but then looks to her side and sees this dangerous lizard creature. Recognizing it in a moment, she changes her trajectory and swings next to the lizard with her first strike. That hits, and that strike does just enough damage. She cleaves that basilisk in two with her first strike. With her first strike, using the inertia, she turns around and strikes at King Morgul.
I loosened it for her.
However, King Morgul, seeing her come forward, takes his sword up and manages to parry hers to the side. Both of them lock for a second as he steps into her and kind of glares at her face.
Oh, you're supposed to be downstairs for playtime.
Pushes her off with his blade.
Playtime. I know.
That brings
All the ladies are like, ew.
That brings us to Queen Ulara's turn. Queen Ulara is now standing over there with Trinket towards her back. As she instinctually does this, she reaches up, places her hand on the front of her robe. So you can see this Duragar woman with kind of long reddish hair that's just let flow to about the back of just the small of her back. She stands up out of the throne. As she puts her hand on her chest, her form shimmers, much like you saw earlier on Tiberius in your earlier battle. She moves back to there.
As she does that, I try to counterspell it.
As a reaction?
Yep.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do the contested roll.
Contested roll.
Ooh, it's like rock, paper, scissors.
That was almost the name of this show.
Contested roll.
Contested roll.
Not as catchy.
Let's see. Spell.
DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay. So DC is 12. Go ahead and roll that.
DC is 13. It's a third level spell, right?
Blur is second level.
Oh, I thought. Okay. So.
Yes. So, counter spell. Go ahead and. Oh, time to cook. In the process of casting a spell, if the creature is casting a spell, the third level or lower, it fails and has no effect. So, yeah, it just counters it entirely. So, her form begins to shimmer for a second. All of a sudden, Tiberius, your attempt to go ahead and counter the spell, that burst of energy you're trying to put through, the blur vanishes. She looks back at you.
What do you think you're doing, lass?
Still trying to do that. I'm in that form still.
So with her sorcery points expended, on that quick cast, she turns around for her main action, puts out her fingers, and you see these blasts of blue energy begin to rocket out from her fingertips across the room in what is a chain lightning.
Oh, boys.
It's got
So-
the iPhone now.
Okay, she's magic.
Magic.
So, this will be towards, actually this will be towards you, Vex, Kima, and Scan.
I know.
Alright.
Did you say Vex or Vax? Vax, right?
Yeah, Vex and Vax, both.
Vex and Vax.
Yes.
Wait, you're all the way
You're
over
all the way
there.
over somewhere else, right?
Over there, yeah.
Oh man.
Chain lightning, man. It's a
I don't know
bitch.
what to do.
All
Wait,
right.
who's getting hit? Are we getting hit? Are they all
No,
getting
they're
hit?
getting hit.
All right, so Vax, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Not good. 7.
7. All right.
Can I use
I gave you
or
some
what
dice. I
Uncanny
gave you
dodge
some-
or evasion?
I gave you some dice.
You did give me some dice.
It's not going to be enough, though.
So now I'm at 13, but can I use evasion or uncanny dodge? Evasion is for area effects. Uncanny dodge is...
We've already used one for the area effect. The other one reduces the damage.
All right,
by half.
uncanny dodge.
Okay, so you're reducing the damage by half?
Yeah.
Okay, so instead you take 18 points of lightning damage.
Damn.
However, both Vex and Scanlan and Kima all have to make dexterity saving throws as well. She makes hers.
Not great.
Oh,
14.
Guess what?
14.
I have no dexterity.
Right.
16.
16. Okay. So you took, was it 18 lightning damage I said?
Oh, I didn't add any dexterity. I added 9 to what I got, which means I'm at 22.
Just your dexterity modifier?
Yeah.
22?
Yeah.
Okay, then you would have taken half damage, made it quarter damage, so you take half of that even. So keep that in mind when you make your dexterity saving throw.
Yep, yep.
All right, so that would give you total how much damage? So it was 18 you took, right?
Yeah, and then we halved it to 9.
Right.
5.
So 36 damage to Scanlan, and to Kima, and to you, Vex.
36?
36 points of lightning damage.
Holy moly!
That ends her turn. Tiberius, you're up. So it's your turn now, as you're now on top of the scorpion still.
It's okay.
You're on top of me. I'm holding you.
Cool. This is. They're still on the altar that's raised above and all that.
You've got a problem down there, to be fair.
Where we at? Where we're at?
You've got the witch problem to deal with.
What do you got, Tiberius? Quick, before you miss your turn.
I shall miss nothing.
See,
I'm going to stay right where I'm at.
All right.
I'm going to snicker, and I will put out my hand, and give my little ring a rub, and let out a fireball from it, right where no one else but these buttholes will get hurt.
All right. So I'd say probably a 20-foot radius. We're gonna put it about there.
What is the common word for it?
Butthole. The official butthole. So as you polish off the ring and release it, the bead of red energy streaks across, blasts into the floor with a secondary explosion. giant fireball just bursts into the room. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
Oh, resistance. Okay. Alright.
Terrible. How many count?
Okay, well we have all these twos.
The
All the twos side by
twos.
side. That's fun.
These two should not be counted.
Your turns are taking so long.
18. 23.
23. Okay.
I'm gonna die.
The rest of these
while
Durgar
you're-
detonate.
Yeah.
Blasted away out of place.
Pew pew.
Just goes. Their bodies go thrown against the walls and the various pillars in the room. There's 2 pillars over there. They're kind of holding the ceiling up. The rest of them just go thrown about the room. The queen takes a bit of the damage, but seems to shrug off most of it.
I'm going to spend 2 sorcerer points. And I'm going to reach out my hand and I'm going to form an ice knife. And where is the queen actually?
Right there.
There. Very good. I'm going to throw the ice knife right there.
In
Okay.
between them.
Yes.
Right there.
Yes.
All right.
And I will cast it at level 2.
All right. So you get to throw it at a target, though, right? Or are you just throwing it on the ground to do the radial? Okay. So you form the ice knife, you throw it, it streaks across, slams into the stone floor, and explodes, sending shards of ice out. Go ahead and roll damage.
36 because it's at level 2.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you're gonna throw.
Much better.
Good.
14. 14 points of damage.
Okay, both succeed for half damage.
Okay,
So,
so
7
points.
points of damage to each. All right. Got it. Cool. That ends your turn, Tiberius. Clarota, now.
Hello, Rota.
How'd you like them apples?
Clarota steps forward.
I'm on you.
Seeing the other Mind Flayer there, steps past.
And decides to go into a contest of wills against it.
Ooh, I like it.
Contest of wills. Staring contest. Staring contest.
All right. This is intense. All right. Clarota is going to
Step forward and begin to intensely stare at. You can see the kind of the air itself seems to shimmer and push like a strange bubble shifting between the two of them at this connection point. Mind Flayer, now one-eyed and seeping liquid from the side of its face, glares back at him. Fails the saving throw.
That's right, he does.
This Mind Flayer suddenly diverts its attention away from Clarota and towards the Queen.
Ooh!
Yes!
You'll dominate.
Tie.
And it's Clarota's turn. All right. The Duragar would go if they weren't all blasted to hell. That brings us to Keyleth.
All right, I am going to go right for the king. You're coming for a ride, Tiberius. I'm going to make a straight line. I have a 40-foot movement. Pretty sure I can movement.
All right, let's get him.
Oh no, Tiberius fell off.
What are you doing?
Pick me up.
There you go.
Okay, I'm in melee. Yeah.
Yes, you are.
All right, I'm going to do my full 3 multi-attack.
Okay.
I am maniacally laughing.
You are going to have a disadvantage on the tail attack because you have Tiberius on your back and you're trying to make sure you don't hit him with your tail.
Okay.
So first 2 claw strikes.
Okay. First one, probably not going to hit. 12. 12.
No, it does not hit.
Second one, a 16.
Does not hit.
Damn it.
Oh
Clink, clink off the armor.
Third,
Tail
so the
strike.
tail strike, 2, 10, nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately, just his thick suit of armor. You're hitting at him with the giant scorpion claws. Nothing seems to be getting through.
God, you're so heavy, Tiberius. God.
You hear this clacking scorpion angrily.
Oh, the little balance is wonky.
Pike, you're up.
All right, time for some healing. So pull me in there.
All right.
I'm gonna do mass cure wounds.
Ooh.
Okay.
Thank you. At level 5, which I think gives me 4d8
Okay.
plus my spell ability
Whoa.
modifier.
All right.
Okay, so
Damn.
Get your heal on.
4d8 you would give.
Get your heal on. Get your heal on. Get your heal on.
so 20 points of healing for whoever would like it.
Everyone who's in the
everyone.
radius.
Take
20 points?
Yes.
Everyone but Grog essentially gets healed for 20
Thank
points.
you, my love.
Everyone but Grog?
Grog's too far away from you, unfortunately.
Nice fine.
Thank you, my love.
Alright, Percy, you're up.
All right, I'm going to just just step into the doorway to take a look. I'm just stepping one step, and now I'm just going to shoot. I'm just going to try and the minute I recognize what a basilisk is, since I've faced them before, I'm going to do my best not to look and take a shot.
Okay, so go ahead and fire with a disadvantage against the basilisk on the far end of the room.
Don't you shoot me.
I know. Oh, that was a pretty one.
I get 16 at my disadvantage.
16 at disadvantage, that does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice. I'll be taking another shot too.
Also, Tiberius, make another Constitution saving throw.
6 points of damage.
6 points of damage to the basilisk. Got it.
I'm going to take another shot though.
Okay.
16 again.
10.
10. Okay.
16 hits. This time I do 12 points of damage.
Does your inspiration count for saving
12
throws?
points.
12 points.
Does that
Nice.
inspire you?
He didn't inspire you.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna duck back around the corner again.
Okay. Cool. As you duck around the corner, you've gotten these strikes in, and as you finish your blows on the Duragar King Morgul in front of you, you hear this clanking sound as Tiberius's now fully stone form falls off of the scorpion onto the ground beside you.
He's stoned.
Oh no.
Did you turn to stone?
Because the basilisk.
We've dealt with this before.
Yeah, we can fix
Yeah,
this. It's
basilisk
okay.
blood. We can fix it.
I think
So
I think you pee on the body and it cures him.
Can I can't. I have to go.
Let's try it and find out.
The basilisk now takes its turn.
Please,
Oh,
no.
Steps forward
Everybody
here
keep
onto
your
the
eyes
edge. It's going to go ahead and this is going to be for Lady Kima. It's going to attempt to make it stare at her. Lady Kima.
Close your eyes.
She's smart. She's closing her eyes.
Lady Kima, who's currently in this like blood frenzy against the king, unfortunately is not paying attention off to the side. The basilisk gets a glance at her. She looks at the corner of her eye as she sees the movement over, and has a hard time pushing through the stiffness as the gaze begins to take a clenching effect on her body.
I know.
That'll be it for the
All
basilisk.
set.
Yes,
Let's
thank you.
go.
Let's do that.
go.
Let's go there.
Oh,
Oh, waves.
What's up,
Why is my
waves?
phone on? All right. So that brings us to the.
I have no idea.
Oof. Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't help you with that, Baxalia.
It's Mind Flayer, who is currently dominated.
Yes.
Oh.
Kick some ass.
Forward. And is going to attempt to make a tentacle grab attack against the queen.
That's right.
Queen Alara manages to dodge out of the way, seeing this coming, and just backhands it while taking a step back. Unfortunately, it does not cling with the tentacle. That ends its action.
Nah.
And unfortunately, it didn't hit.
Good.
All right, next at the top, that brings us to Vax.
I'm hasted. I'm going to try to go stealth again from where I am.
Okay.
I'm stealth. 17 to
Yeah.
30.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I'm going to scuttle along the floor and leap on the back of the basilisk and try to stab it in the eye while looking at the ceiling.
Well, at the start of your turn,
Yeah.
it's within 30 feet of you, and you can see it. Are you going to...
Not look at it. No, no.
Okay, so you're taking disadvantage to this attack.
Okay.
So you move behind, you're hidden.
15 for my first attack.
Your first attack. That will not hit, unfortunately.
Doesn't he have inspiration?
And second time, 19 for the second attack.
That does hit, yes.
Okay. Feel for the eye, stab it with a keen dagger
He's just like-
for 11.
Okay. As you rush over, you take your first strike at the basilisk. You see it reel back and slap around its tail. You barely just get out of the way, and as you see its head turning around to attempt to glare at you, you instinctually take your offhand dagger and just place it directly in the eye socket of the basilisk. It sinks past your fingers, and you feel kind of that warm rush of blood and gore against your hand. As you pull back, it just slumps to the ground dead.
Yes.
Bring some of that
To you.
Falling
We'll get you
in
some of
this
that.
room.
We'll get you some of that blood. Blood. Basilic's blood.
Grog's turn.
I only moved 10 feet. So who's stone right now? Tiberius and aren't two people?
I'm just
Is
chilling.
mid-effect in. Tiberius is solid stone.
I've got
I'm sorry.
haste on.
I'm just chilling.
If I've got haste on, can I get to Kima?
I would say, yeah, you can spend the rest of your movie doing that, yeah.
Okay, and I use my thumb to slide some of its blood off the blade and drip it onto her eyes.
Okay. All right. That ends your turn. That brings us to Grog. Grog turns and is going to go ahead and, while raging, frenzy against
The queen.
This is
Frog. Frog,
I
how are you?
attacked the pretty lady.
okay, and a critical hit. So,
I don't care.
Yes! Yeah.
So,
You crit?
Yeah.
Oh!
The first hit, she's going to go ahead and use her reaction to do shield. It's going to up her defense.
This is what you're
First
missing,
attack misses.
Travis.
So 2 attacks miss now, and the last attack is a critical hit.
Crit.
Okay.
Nice. So that is a
No
crit.
crits for you.
20...
Crit happens whether you're here or not.
Alright, so that's 31 points of damage.
31 points. Nice.
Whew, that's a hefty chunk. Alright, that ends Grog's turn. That brings us to Scanlan.
I'm next to the king, right? Near the king?
Yeah.
Over there?
Yep. You're
Okay,
right next to
I
him.
just make eye contact with him, and I mentally tell him that he really has the urge to try to do a headstand. Lay down his weapon, and he really just wants to see if he can do it.
Okay.
Suggestion.
Okay. What's your DC?
No, this
19.
Just through
Sure.
the handcuff?
Through the handcuff. Through the handcuff.
Okay. That will be a 20, unfortunately. Makes a saving throw. As he glances back towards you with a look of confusion for a second, looks at his feet, and like begins to reach forward, and then steals his mind and looks up at you angrily. All right.
Can I also, as my bonus action, who's around me? Who needs inspiration? Who needs inspiring?
Who's up next?
Oh shit. I'll give Pike some inspiration because she's my awesome
What do I
sweetheart.
get?
You get 1d8.
Hey, thanks, man.
To add
No
this
problem.
Okay. All right.
Take it.
Next up is King Myrddin, who is furious now. Both of his beasts have been slain, and most of his men have been completely torn asunder by multitudes of arrows and fireball spells. He, now growing in physical form on top of already the musculature he acquired from that potion, is going to make his 3 attacks against whatever is nearby. That's actually going to be... actually, it's going to be 2 strikes against you, Scanlan, since you just now tried to helm the stand on his head, and 1 against Kima. That is a 15.
Hit.
A 24. And against Kima is a 20. That also hits. So all 3 hits.
Nobody puts
Ouch.
baby in the corner.
Aye, aye. Oof, all right.
No.
So this side.
Almost done. We'll wake them up.
So the first strike hits you for 21 points of slashing damage.
Still alive.
The next one hits you for 23 points of slashing
No
damage.
longer alive.
No, you are.
You're no longer alive?
That's-
Are you out?
I'm
Scanlan falls unconscious on the ground from the 2 strikes of the king. The 3rd strike back towards Kima, who's currently seizing from the effect of the spell. She's restrained, so he has advantage.
But she's got the basilic blood in her eyes.
It was. I was
There's a
already
process
All right. Yes, of course. You're the expert.
to undoing creature turned to stone.
All
To
right.
your knowledge, it does not seem to be having an effect.
Oh shit.
Wait, what you trying to
However,
do?
Lady Kima takes
Rub blood in her
Nothing.
eyeballs.
22 points
Certainly
of
not
damage.
piss off the dungeon master.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that works well.
That brings us to Vex. You're up.
Oh, that's me. Every time. You're not. Okay, I'm gonna hail. I'm gonna
Kill something.
hail of air. No, yeah, hail of thorns at level 3
Okay. At who?
at the queen and the illithid.
Okay.
So I should have transferred my bonus action over to, but I didn't. That's okay.
I'm stunned.
That gives me. I should have done this before. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry.
But what about in the game?
Okay, so that gives me at level
Spellstone on.
3, 2d10.
Additional damage to the arrow.
Yes.
It explodes around it, right?
Yes.
All right, so fire the arrow. So as your bonus action, you go and you grab one of the arrows out from the back. As you pull it back, you can see a bunch of these little thorns begin to grow and sprout from the actual shaft of the arrow. You release it, and as it does, it arcs across.
Yes, natural 20!
Natural! Against the queen. All right, go ahead and roll the roll the damage for the arrow and the damage for the spell, and all that doubles.
Oh, awesome! Oh my gosh.
All that doubles is gold.
Only shooting arrows.
26. No.
Butthole.
28 plus
that
7
double?
is 30.
36.
Yeah, all of it doubles.
Is that
The bonus at the end doesn't double, just the dice.
Oh, so 36.
36 points of
Plus
damage.
plus 7? Or is that everything?
That was with plus
Okay.
Yeah, with plus 7, and then
My
and then-
second?
and then it explodes.
Yes.
Right, in radius,
Yeah.
and it does the dice damage, the 2d10.
To everything within 5 feet.
All right, so the mind flayer and Gra.
Oh, right, yeah. I should have hit the Mind Flayer with that. No, it was still would have hit Grab.
Okay.
Grog is a tank.
They have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Alrighty. Grog does not make it, and the mind flayer does not make it.
Yes.
All right, cool.
All right, second arrow you can fire now if you want to.
Arrow, I'm gonna fire from my flaming bow. I've got one shot on that left.
Okay.
At her again.
All right,
Yes. And that's a 28.
that hits.
Yeah, man. And that's 9 plus a 10. Where's my 10? There they go. That's plus 2. 11.
All right. You see like flames begin to burn up along the side of her robe, and she's looking really flustered and frustrated at this point. All right, that brings us to
didn't die?
She didn't
Kima's
die.
turn. No.
She's made of hardy stuff.
Kima currently is fighting this, is going to go ahead and release all of her attacks against the king. Murgle is right in front of her. She has disadvantage on them, unfortunately, because she's restrained. She's going to make 2 attacks against him using Divine Spite, expending 3rd level spells. That's 3d8 extra damage to each strike. So the first one
Yeah, it is.
hits.
No.
Both hit.
No.
All right. She's going to do it twice. So it's going to be 6d8 additional damage.
Woo! That's hot.
Ooh.
Okay, so as Kima rears back, her first strike comes down and hits overhead into King Murgle's armor. As it does, it hits. The blade only goes about a few inches in, but then all of a sudden the blade heats up white hot and actually buries itself an additional 6 inches into his shoulder. He screams out in pain, reaches up and grabs the blade, and as he does, his hand actually burns the process. She pulls the blade out, around, and swings it down again, sinking another 8 inches into the side of his torso, this time with a giant arc of white divine light into the side. He looks like he's starting to bleed out from 2 of the wounds really heavily. The king is looking a little rough. That ends Kima's turn. Kima's going to try and make a saving throw. Kima pulls the blade out
Oh
and
no!
turns to stone herself. So
He's still at like really high health too, the king.
What? He is?
The king is looking a little rough.
Okay, good.
No, he's.
Stone.
Oh, it's
Stone.
final round.
all right.
You never know. He might just start doing a headstand.
The queen's turn.
Oh no.
The queen looks over at Grog in front of her, kind of frustratingly, uses a bulk of sorcery points, puts her hand up towards him as he's pulling his axe back angrily. He fails his save, and he puts his axe back down and looks towards the rest of the group.
No, not again!
Eye color glazed over.
No.
So
He's
easily
turned to stone
influenced.
too? No, he's under her control.
So that was her sorcerer points, her quick action. She then says, "Oh,
I'm dead.
We're not gonna die this day alone! And I won't die. My love, I'm sorry, but there's much more work to be done."
And she raises her hand up, and you see this buildup of green arcane energy at her hand. She turns it towards the rest of the group, faces it up towards the ceiling, and releases this pulse of arcane green, ill-looking energy that blasts into the stone ceiling. As it does, the stone itself disintegrates in a large chunk.
Oh no.
and a glowing mass of seeping hot molten magma begins to pour.
Oh, shit!
So,
where's it pouring from?
It's now coming from right here.
Oh my god.
TPK.
So now, magma is pouring onto the throne room from above. The giant fall that is on top of the fortress is now peering into the room.
Someone grab me and leave.
That brings us to Tiberius, who is stone. Clarota.
Oh my god.
Currently looks around and...
Hold on. Am I conscious in stone form?
No. You are a slate. You are blue screen. You are Grog after the intellect devourer.
God, this is bad.
Okay.
Pike, it's all on you, dude.
He's turned to his
Do you have water?
Wait.
I can create it.
Clarota
If you can create it, I can control
steps
it.
back
Wait, Rosa's gonna do some stuff.
and grabs
I have
Lady
control of water
Kima
right now.
Okay.
and begins dragging her
To where we
back
can, like,
through the
maybe-
doorway,
Oh god, we gotta get out. That's
The
a
lava?
retreat.
Like cool and freeze the lava. with
pulling
water.
her down towards the
But I don't
stairway.
have water.
That brings us to
Drink it.
Keyleth.
Except magma.
It's me.
Keyleth.
We gotta get out of here.
Like a wall?
Get us out of here.
Like an umbrella?
Okay. I come out of,
Scorpion form.
Yes, thank you.
It's a bonus action, or it's a free action.
Isn't there a dead basilisk right in front of us right now?
There is a body of dead basilisk on the ground, yes.
I'm gonna take Wind Wall. I'm gonna cast Wind Wall and try and like wrap it around the lava column and try and contain it within the wind wall, like cooling it down, like essentially making a tornado like vortex around the lava.
Okay, for the purposes of this, I want you to go ahead and make just a basic religion check.
Okay.
Well, no, not religion. For you, it'd be nature. Just
Okay.
the purposes of my thought, I think a nature check would be an interesting way to see how this plays out.
18.
18? Okay, so as you bring this gust of cold wind swirling around, the column of magma begins to cool and darken as Trinket is like backing up against the wall and the magma is like starting to singe the edge of Trinket's nails. It cools to a dark black kind of rockish color and the magma fall ceases.
Yeah.
But you can see parts of it breaking and beginning to break past that shell exterior. So you've slowed it.
This isn't gonna hold for long. Somebody rub some blood on Tiberius quick and let's get the hell out of here. I'm just holding this.
Just holding it there? Okay.
So much to do. We have
That brings us to Pike.
There's so much to do. I don't know if I should heal you, if I should rub blood on you, or if I should go try to remove the curse from
Try to
Grog.
see if you can get the curse out of Grog. Because if we gotta retreat, then
If I can remove curse, remove the thing off of him?
From your knowledge, no, it is an arcane effect. It is
That's
not
an
a curse.
arcane effect. Okay, so Grog might be on his own for a little bit. Okay,
Possibly.
so can I heal Scanlan and then also rub some basilisk blood on Tiberius?
From your previous experience, it's not the blood directly. The blood itself has to be distilled into a specific alchemical form to reverse the effect.
Wait,
Wait, what did we do before?
No,
That's what we did
just
before.
we just drank the blood last time.
No, it wasn't drinking. It was after the battle. You guys took the blood,
Yeah, we did.
prepared it, and then used it as part of the recovery.
During
Finish
the
it.
battle.
Finish it.
All right, so
Will someone collect some blood and
Scanlan.
We gotta finish
Okay,
it.
so you heal Scanlan. How much does he heal?
yeah, we gotta finish this.
King's almost dead.
Do we want to kill the king? Do we need somebody alive to help us?
18. What is
So you're back up.
Oh, 18,
you're-
19.
So you're
19.
healed 19. You're on the ground, prone, but you're conscious now.
Hi.
And you look up at Pike and smile, and you look over and see this large column of magma that's now cracking through stone and pouring into the throne
Is there
room
anything
again.
else we can do? Is there anything else I can do at this moment?
You had no. This has been a heal. This is okay. No, you can move. That's about it.
I can move. Can I take anyone with me while I move?
I will say you can drag him. You'll be at
Can I
half
try
speed.
to drag Tiberius away from the magma?
You can try.
Okay.
Make a strength check.
Okay.
He's a dragon.
It's athletics. We'll do
Actually, I'm
athletics.
a big dwarf.
Athletics. 19.
Okay. So you grab onto Tiberius. You rush over. After healing him, grab and start dragging him towards the entrance at half speed. You manage to get him 3 squares. That's as far as you got.
Okay.
As you're pulling back,
Turn in the
the king, as a reaction, gets 1 strike on you with his sword.
That is going to be a 19.
Get out of here.
Your AC is 20?
It's 20.
So the blade hits you?
I just flip him off.
Yeah. The blade comes down towards you, but with a flash of divine energy, and your shoulder armor just gets deflected off to the side, and you glare at him out of the side of your face and continue to drag Tiberius out of the room.
Now go home and get your shine box.
All right, Percy, you're up.
All right, I'm going to step into the room to give some cover.
Wait, I'm dragged out of the room?
What have you been
Right
doing
about
this whole time?
probably just slightly on the other end of this.
Where over here?
No, like next to Keyleth, like near Keyleth.
Oh, you're gonna have to go around here then. This is a really harrowing
I'm
place
over
here.
here. Where's
Okay.
the? Where's
right
the,
here.
Oh, thank you.
I'm the green.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I've got my ice shot loaded.
Okay.
I'm going to take a shot at the break in the ceiling, and I'm going to try and ice it over.
Okay. All right. So as you pull over, you go ahead and aim up with your ice shot ready. Go ahead and fire.
That's 20.
20 definitively hits. It's not hard to do. Go ahead and roll damage, and that will signify how long and how much it'll stop. So, just the ice damage, not the actual bullet. It won't do anything. So just
just the ice damage.
just the ice damage.
2.
2. Okay. So as you blast up, you can see as the magma is going to pour down again. You blast it, and you immediately spot cools into a rock, and begins to slip again. You've maybe given yourself a couple more seconds. That may be what you need. You don't know, but that's all you got on that.
Okay, my next shot, I'm just going to turn to the king and just shoot.
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Pew pew.
I'm also going to spend a point for additional damage,
All right.
and I'm also taking a sharpshooter for additional damage.
Okay.
That's 16.
16 versus armor class will not hit. Unfortunately.
Wait, okay, no, I don't get the. Oh God, it's not Pathfinder. Ah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to spend my bonus action, take another shot.
Okay, so you're using your action surge?
Yeah.
Okay, so action surge. You now have 2 more attacks.
2 more shots.
Go for it.
Yes.
23. F you.
That hits.
That's 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Got it.
Taking another shot.
All right.
This shot's fire bonus damage.
Okay.
And I'm also going to spend another grit point to maybe do a little more damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Grit.
28 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. With the extra grip point, you do 2 dice, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I get a bonus die. I just have to find one. That'll do. That's 17 points of damage plus 1 point of fire damage.
Nice. Okay, so the first shot fires, just ricochets off his armor and streaks across the room. You get his attention though, and he looks back at you with this kind of wild look in his eyes. The muscles like tensing. You can see the armor actually bending and twisting against his physical form underneath. However, the next shot blasts off side of his jaw.
Oh!
There's actually a giant gap now in his flesh. As he looks back at you, you can see his teeth. And as he grits down towards you now, definitely intent on getting vengeance on that, the second shot takes off a chunk of his head. You can see the skull exposed on where you've now taken a piece of flesh off the top of his scalp. It's looking pretty rough.
Let's move it, people. And I'm going to take like a step back towards the door, just with what's remaining of my movement.
Okay.
You can get back to there.
All right.
That brings us to.
Oh, I killed him, didn't I?
No.
No, he's not dead.
He's
Damn
not
it.
dead yet. Not
That would've
dead
been
yet.
cool.
I know, that would have been so cool.
All right. The Mind Flayer, who is no longer dominated, as Clarota took his attention off of that for the time being, looks around at everyone, sees the circumstance of the magma flowing down, and just grabs his chest, and you can see his form blink out and vanish.
Peace out.
God, that's so annoying.
Okay.
At this round, by the way, it is broken and is beginning to spread. The magma has now filled this much of the room.
Oh god.
All right, my boots.
And it's quickening.
My boots of haste are on, so I run. I just dart right around Grog, around that column, up to the queen. While pulling out my keen dagger, I speak my mother's name, kiss the blade, and shove it in right into her collarbone.
All right, go ahead and roll for the attack.
So that's a 2, but I'm going to use luck.
Okay.
And get 20.
20 does hit.
Because of it. And because Grog's there, this
Grog is not an ally currently. You do not get sneak attack damage.
Don't get sneak attack. All right, 3, 10 then.
10
That's
damage.
the first attack.
First attack.
And the second one also hits. That's a 29.
All right.
Is 10.
10, nice. So the first blade plunges into her clavicle. She maneuvers out of the way to the point where it misses any vital points, but still sinks in. She looks at you angrily, and you can see her dull, white, ashy Duragar eyes flash with an intense arcane rage. As you pull the blade out, her eyes dart around with some sort of a plan, a thought process going through her head. As the other blade sinks into the side of her torso, she spits out blood that actually spatters across your face. She pushes the blade out, and you see her preparing herself for something.
Oh no.
Jesus.
That ends your turn. Grog, who is currently moves forward towards you.
No! Wrong direction!
That is a
Dodge!
25 versus armor class.
Yeah, but uncanny dodge.
How many times can you use it? You've already used that.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't
I
remember.
think
It's
that's
like
once
one
per
attack
encounter
or something, though.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
once per encounter you can use that.
He hasn't.
Next one is a 21 versus armor class.
Once a round.
Once a round you can do it?
Yeah.
Okay, well never mind. So dig in the first attack.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so the first strike comes at you with a that'll be 19 points of damage.
Okay.
Reduced to 9.
Okay.
Second strike hits you for a total of 15 points of damage.
Oh, good.
So 24 total.
Okay. Okay.
Could be worse.
And that's Grog's go. That brings us to Scanlan.
That really hurts, Grog.
With my knowledge of the arcane arts, do I have any knowledge that using my dispel magic spell would work on Grog, or do I just have to try it?
It's a possibility. You know the spell that's been cast on him. You use it. There is a chance, but it has to be a contested roll.
You could roll a 20.
So
You could
your
roll
call.
a 20.
You could roll a 20.
Does it take my move to just
No
stand
pressure.
up?
Yes, it does. Unfortunately. So it's your call.
Instead of moving across
But I
the
don't
space,
have to be
you
standing to cast a spell.
No, but I would say it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna give.
All right, I'll stand up.
All right.
You have a bonus action?
I do have a bonus.
Get back
action.
up.
So no movement.
I don't know what that really means.
What are you doing?
And I will. Jesus, it's better
Get
for
the
me to
king,
get out of there.
King. Get the king.
Yeah,
Get the
you might be able to
king.
kill him. He's on his last legs,
Yeah.
probably.
He's looking pretty rough.
Yeah, but Keyleth is right behind him.
Do it. Stab him.
You can attack him with your sword.
Hit him with a flute.
I am a
It's true,
tiny boy
Do
who
it
can only
anyway.
do.
He's at his
gonna
last legs.
bip him in
I
the
can't
nose.
cure
This is gonna
Grog.
be epic, Scanlan.
I
What do
will
you got?
say that. I can't
Come
cure
on, quick.
Grog.
Do it.
I
must
swing
pour
my
you.
singing dawn blade at him.
Dawn?
All right.
I have a dawn
Dawn
blade.
blade?
Alrighty.
It's a dawn.
Donga blade.
It's just so lame though.
It's
Do
so
it. Do it.
It's really big and big in front of us.
So go ahead and roll for an attack. D20.
A natural 20.
We said he could roll a 20. We called it. Who called it? We called it.
So roll the dice.
That's amazing.
He's gone. He's gone. So that's 8.
You rolled an 8. Times 2, it's
Times
16,
2,
plus whatever the bonus damage is for the sword.
Critical hit.
Plus
no.
7.
Okay.
Plus
So-
the
so
dawn blade gets
16
another bonus attack at disadvantage.
It does. So you strike with the critical hit, doing, let's see, it's 8, 16 plus 7, 23 points of damage. Go ahead and roll for a second attack.
I've never hit anyone with a sword before. 5.
Can I give him a War God's Blessing and give him a plus 10?
You can.
All right, plus 10, so
Well,
15.
So, well, what's your total? You rolled a 5 plus.
5 plus
10.
I don't know. What am I adding? I've never
Seven
used a
again,
sword
plus
before.
seven.
Add your proficiency modifier, which is 4 plus your strength modifier. So it's 5 to that, which is 10. Makes it 20, which hits. Roll damage on the
Boom. Oh my god. Bilbo.
Kill him, kill him.
6.
6 points of damage, or 6 on that.
On that
plus
one.
your strength, which is 1, 7, plus the Dawn Blade, which is that's
Wasn't it
8.
23 or
So it's
something?
8
Oh.
damage on top of the 23. How do you want to do this?
As I draw back the blade, I say, "Oh, you should have stood on your head," and I lop it off.
So, as you say that, the blade itself vibrates with the sound of your voice, like the echoing of the song of Scanlan behind yours, and almost a chorus out of nowhere. The blade shrieks through the air, coming down, slitting across the back of his Achilles tendon. He instinctually falls to one knee, which is kind of the height level for you. As you do, you bring the blade around with a flourish, and take Morgul's head off his shoulders, which spins, tumbles to the ground, and rolls across
And
the
then
floor
I
into the magma. The Blackenbeard curling back as the rest of his face is melted away by the lava, which is now pouring
and
pretty
then make you feel
heavily into his room.
good.
Oh, yes, the lava.
All right, so that's your action and your movement.
yes.
And your bonus action.
Bonus action I'll give
No,
to-
you did your bonus action to do the extra attack.
Great. I don't know how to use swords.
All right, so that's the end of your turn. Wow. You used a sword and got a kill on a boss. Yay!
Good job, Scanlan.
All right, King Mirrodin's turn would be now, but he's
amazing.
on the ground.
Look at my muscles.
I know, so strong.
Vex, you're up.
I call Trinket back, get him away from
Trinket.
that lava. I run past because I can't. Can I see? Do I have an angle, or is it being blocked by molten tornado?
It's completely blocked right now.
Then I run across behind it.
Through here?
Yeah. Is that
Okay.
magma right now, or is that?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that is.
It's still pouring. She slowed it down, but it's still breaking through and pouring out slower. That would be even bigger if they hadn't
Okay, well
slowed
then
it.
maybe I don't run that direction. I run the other direction and
Okay.
down.
Back
There's
to your
Yeah, so
door
I
over
can
there.
see.
Go for it. Roll for attack.
Okay.
First attack.
First attack is 19.
Hits.
Yes. Okay. 14.
14 points of damage.
Second attack is
sword.
Second attack is 21.
Hits. Roll damage on that.
What's that? 12?
12 to hit?
Yeah.
Or 12 damage?
12 damage.
Alright, 12 damage. Gotcha.
Oh, and
Hunter's Mark, you forgot
bonus
again.
action.
Yep. Alright, so both arrows, one clips her in the leg, and the other embeds itself in her abdomen. You see she grabs for it. Ugh. She's looking really rough. Next is Kima. Kima's stone. It's now the queen's turn. She looks over at you, who's stabbed her the arrows in her abdomen, and she looks up at Grog and says, "We've got business elsewhere."
No!
And she reaches out and touches Grog. Both of them blink out dimension door.
We lost Grog again.
A very familiar purplish color, as you've seen you cast it. They dimension door out of the entire vicinity.
Son of a.
This is the second time we've lost.
At which
Grog.
point, the stone rocks crack on the column, and the magma now goes into full pour.
We gotta get out.
You guys have to get out of that tunnel. What do you do now? What's
We
the
run.
process?
We run.
Wait, we gotta get our stone friends out too.
So this is going into a skill challenge now.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Yeah, we all run out that.
Damn it,
No,
Grog.
we don't all run out. There's stone. We have to drag them out. Yeah.
Who all stone? It's Tiberius and Kima?
Kima.
Okay.
Can we? Where's the magic carpet? Throw their asses on the magic carpet.
They're stone.
Grog has
You
the
can
bag.
pick
of
them
holding.
on the magic
Grog has the
carpet.
bag.
It could be up to,
The bag of
it
holding
could be up
is
to 1,000
gone.
pounds.
Grog
Grog-
has
Grog's
everything.
gone.
Oh my God!
Wait, Featherfall. do you have
Grog had
Featherfall?
the bag of
you're dead.
holding.
Before we leave, can I take some of the basilisk's blood and put it in a vial?
Wait, Grog did not.
Okay, this will be the first skill challenge. Go
Grog
ahead and make a
had
dexterity
the bag of
check.
holding.
Dexterity
Yeah, but I
check?
had no
Okay.
carpet.
You have the magic carpet?
But
I don't
you're
know.
stone.
But I'm stone, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, can we get the magic
No,
carpet?
the magic carpet is in the
In
bag
the
of
bag
holding.
of holding.
18.
That thing is huge. You carry that with you, you would be at disadvantage for everything you've been doing.
Oh, I see.
Grog has
18.
18. Okay, so
Cool.
you go over and you manage to gather up into your wineskin a little bit of the basilisk blood, best you can. The magma pulls close to you, and you manage to just take 6 points of fire damage from just the general heat of the magma now pouring into the room. It's spilling out and just continuing to fill the rest of this chamber.
I shout to Percy, come, Tiberius, now.
We pick him up.
Pick him up and just start.
Both of you guys make an athletics check.
Oh, it's not a strength check?
For this one, this is athletics just to pull them along.
19.
We're running out of time. I
17.
start pushing Kima towards the door
Okay,
too.
you guys grab and pull Tiberius out of the room. It takes the two of you to heft him over. You manage to pull him out of the way. That works out well. Down the stairway. All right. We don't need the figures for this. We're just going to do this visually.
Okay.
So, you guys begin to bring Tiberius down the stairway. What are you doing, Scott?
I'm unfurling my bull strength scroll and reading it so I get a +5 to strength. Is that a thing?
All right, so it's the enhance ability.
Okay.
So you go ahead and you give yourself a enhance ability. Your strength is now, you have advantage on all of your strength checks.
Okay.
essentially.
And I start to help. Who was pushing
I'm pushing
Kima?
Kima,
I'm going to
trying to
help
get
push
Kima
Kima
out
out.
of the
Okay, so the two of you begin push Kima.
Oh wait, no! Wait, didn't Clarota take
Clarota
Kima?
pulled Kima out of the room.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're all
So you
fucking
guys are
fine.
fine.
Let's just get out.
Oh,
I go ahead and on our way out, I cast Create Water, and I kind of just use my air ability and make a mist to try and like mist the lava that's coming towards us.
Okay, you do, but the magma is so intense and has filled so much of the room now that you get a localized area that the rest of it just kind of flows around and continues to fill the space.
Time
All
to
right,
go.
so all of you guys make a dexterity check to try and get down quickly. Go
Can I
for
make
it.
another one?
Yes, everyone makes one.
So
Natural 20.
Woo!
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
What? Shut up.
I rolled a 19.
You'll get nothing.
20.
I rolled a 19.
7. 4.
By the way,
did I get to roll twice because of anything? Because of
Because
terrain?
yes, you do.
Do I
DM,
get my enhance ability?
Not for this one.
I would like to note that I'm frozen like this.
Okay, Tiberius is
29.
okay. Gotcha. So Pike and Scanlan, both of you guys are. Unfortunately, because you're smaller and your legs are moving, you guys rush down the stairway and curl around. As the rest of you make your way to the doorway, which is currently closed, you all are kind of gathered at the exterior of that hidden doorway. It's currently dark and held shut on where you guys entered. However, you two, the magma has now reached the stairway and is beginning to pour down off the top, and it manages to catch the two of you. You guys each take 5 points of heat damage from the magma's proximity.
The two ladies?
No,
Pike and Scanlan.
Two gnomes.
You guys make it to the bottom floor. The doorway is currently closed for the secret exit of the fortress.
Okay,
Push against
Vax drops Tiberius' stone ass to the ground and starts feeling to try to get the mechanism of the door open.
Okay.
It's being like.
Are we at the foot of the stairs yet, me and Pike?
You guys just not get to the foot of the stairs.
It's a big stone door?
Yeah, it's the one you guys. It opens up outward.
Oh,
Right.
I just cast stone shape and make a hole.
Okay. As you're feeling around for the mechanism, Kilo steps forward and basically the stone turns into almost a clay and she just pulls it apart.
That'll work.
Which is great
Sorry,
because
Vax. I didn't mean to overstep
a giant
there,
glob
but
of magma pours down and splashes onto the ground, hitting everyone in the vicinity. Everyone down here takes 12 points of heat damage.
Oh, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. Alright, I'm picking up Tiberius' stone butt and continuing.
Okay, you guys push through the open hole that Keyleth pushed in, sweat dripping down your faces as the heat proximity to you is nigh intolerable. You make your way out of the gate, and now you have that giant magma flow.
Right. Is the thing not. Wasn't
No.
there.
You guys go and step out. The doorway that opened up previously is what parted the magma flow. You pulled it open, so now it's just a wall of
But
magma
she
in
also
front
had
of you.
created a wall barrier.
I did create a wall over top.
You did. It's not there anymore.
Oh.
It was permanent.
Melted.
It's permanent, but a perpetual flow of magma on it for a period of a few hours will eventually eat through a
Can
stone
you
wall.
cast it again?
I can.
Do it.
Yeah. Do it
Okay.
again.
That's okay. So
Bam.
there's probably the last taste of that. You create a stone wall that juts out once again, blocking off the magma flow. You guys all step out of the room, just as the main force of magma begins to fill the room behind you. Everyone make one more dexterity check to get out in time, as it's a small space and you're pushing out.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
16.
You make nothing.
You make nothing. 7.
10.
2. No, 29.
12.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Everyone under 15. You, Percy, I believe, and Keyleth. The magma now, as you're helping getting your friends out, you're pushing out, you push Vex out, Vex darts out, Scanlan manages to get out. As you guys are pulling Tiberius through, the hefty force of magma comes funneling down into the room and splashes across the floor.
Oh, that's a lot of dice.
There's a lot of dice.
A lot of dice.
A lot of dice. Oh, stop
God,
that.
there's so many dice.
That is 18 points of heat damage.
Vax is unconscious.
18 points.
As you're pushing through, Vax, you fall unconscious as the magma is currently lapping at the back of your leg. The rest of you begin pushing out as you begin to realize that your half-elf
Can I
friend
grab
is
him?
currently melting in a pool
I
of
grab him
magma.
out?
Go ahead and make a strength check.
Oh, come
It's
on,
not
Pike!
dice, this is strike at this point. This is pure adrenaline pushing through.
12.
12. You manage to start pulling them up through the hole that Keyleth made.
I'm going to assist. I'm
Wait,
pulling
wait,
out.
wait.
I'm doing another ice shot to try and cool off the magma
I
around
send
him.
Trinket up
Before you get
to like
before you get to that point, as you're readying it for, it's a small space. As you're pulling it, giant bear claws come over and latch onto the back of Drax's armor. The grizzly bear begins to tense, pulling back.
Yeah,
Make an extra strength check. That'll do it. Both of you manage to pull you out. You take an additional bit of heat damage. You are now at 2 failed saving throws. 2 failed death saving throws.
I'm a centimeter away from real death.
I'm going to pull a healing
As he pulls it out, you can see most of his foot is melted on his right leg.
Oh, that's his best leg.
I pull a level 2 healing potion, just get it in his mouth.
Okay, you pull it out. At this point, the magma is beginning to fill up the room, by the way.
Okay, wait. Can I take my stone wall and like close it off? We're all out, right?
You're outside of it. How long does stone shape last?
Stone shape?
what you used on the wall.
Can't you dispel it?
I'm just taking it away.
Closing the wall?
I'm closing it. I can do it again. I still have
Okay,
2 more
how many
spell
how
slots.
many spells do you have at that level?
3.
3. So you spent
1 so far.
one going out, coming. No, well, you're the same. You haven't had a chance to do a full night's rest.
I know. I was an animal all week. All
That's
last
true.
game.
So you used the
I
stone
didn't
form.
use any last game.
Okay, stone wall.
I used 1 stone wall last week, and I have
That's true.
2. I have 2 level 5 spells now.
That's true. You do.
Because I leveled up.
That's good. All right. That's what I want to make sure. Okay. So as you do that, you set up another stone wall. It blocks off the magma just as it begins to pour over and spill out into this vicinity. It'll last a short time, but it'll last enough for what you guys need. You guys drag.
Heal him?
You can attempt to. Yeah, go for it.
I know. Come on, Pike.
24.
All right.
Yay!
Heals you. Your
my God.
comes to consciousness. You guys are about 10 feet away from the base of the stronghold.
Or is it gone?
Your foot heals up, but it's still
Ew,
burned.
get that away from me.
For the time being, until you can take some serious physical rest, your movement is reduced by 5.
That seems fair.
No
And
stealthy
and your
brother.
stealth rolls are
no
currently
doing it.
disadvantaged.
Oh no!
Wait, what?
Can that
what's
ever be healed, or that like over time?
Over time with some rest it can be, but right now, like you're healed up, but that foot is scarred. It probably spent a good 6 seconds completely submerged in molten light.
Are you telling me I'll never compete in the roller derby again?
Quite possibly. You all are just on the outskirts of the stronghold. You can see now elements of the windows of the topper floor are beginning to glow with internal light as the entire stronghold is currently filling up entirely with molten rock.
Oh, I left my keys in there.
You're all resting for a moment off to the side. Grog is missing.
Grog is missing.
And you all take a moment to realize that somehow you all managed to survive this, mostly.
Sort of.
We didn't
However,
find the vault.
You didn't find the vault, didn't find Kima's stuff, and a number of escaped individuals from this are out and at large. We'll end today's game on that note.
Percy,
I don't know.
need bad news to be my other foot now.
Are we
Yeah, you need a sweet pimp swagger now.
Yeah. So that went a little long, guys. Thank you for for hanging out, but that was an intense session.
Yeah.
Holy
Climactic
shit.
moments there.
Are you sure you guys don't want to send in a bullet right now?
Yeah, or maybe a black ooze. You want to do that?
Wow, guys.
Wow. That was fucking intense.
That was crazy.
Guys, riveting. And exhausting. Are you guys tired?
Yes.
No dancing tonight, guys. Get over it.
Sorry, we went late.
Yeah, went so
You
long.
go late.
Sorry, guys.
No, they're happy that you went late. They want you to stay forever.
That was nuts.
So I wanted to make a couple
heart's
announcements
racing.
of people that helped out tonight.
Awesome,
not
yeah.
just donators. Oh, so I'm going to read off a couple people who helped out first, and then we're going to start reading off people who donated to the charity.
Oh, awesome.
If you want us to read off who you are and your message to the Critical Role crew, you still have time to donate because I'll start at the bottom and work my way up. So if the mods could post the link to, the command for Critical Role, and you guys will see there's a link there to donate. Donate to 826LA. Every little bit helps these guys a lot, and it would be really helpful to the stream and the show. These guys have been working really hard, and Matt puts in a ton of time, and to show your support, go donate to the charity, and we'll get to your messages. Okay, so first off, I wanted to thank the Duganator.
Yes. Was it the Duganator's birthday?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Johnny! Happy birthday from all of us to you. We wish it was our birthdays. We're partying. Yeah, woo!
Yay.
Way to not use the copywritten one.
Yep.
Yeah, way to not use a copywritten one.
Arizlan and Alduin and Jake Boudreau and Negihama and Duganator 8 were all the ones that pitched in to buy dinner for you guys.
Thank you guys! Love it. Cupcakes
was
for
delicious.
you. Happy birthday.
And then as a quick update for what's happening tomorrow, we have three performances tomorrow night. So tomorrow is Gather Your Party, and it's kind of like our bring your friends, have a good time with board games and music and everything. So Indiecade's coming by tomorrow night to show off some new board games. And then we have 2 bands playing, Sonya Midtune and Bearwolf. And then we have the musical improv group that was here during the charity drive is coming back to do a performance, Robot Teammate Accidental Party. And that's tomorrow night. It'll be a lot of fun. So I was just going to pull up these donations and messages if you wanted to see and start going through them. And we'll probably have more as we get to the top. So starting at Fifth Dream today, said, I love Critical Role. Kudos for giving to a great cause.
Oh, thank you, Fifth Dream today.
Raven Dreamer, cheers and Godspeed to the bold members of Critical Role for supporting reading in children.
Thank you, Raven Dreamer.
Thanks, Raven Dreamer.
Vorak 1024, a combined donation for Critical Role group from myself and my role group, or from Angel Mitsu.
Angel Mitsu and Vorak.
Sorry, guys.
1024. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
It's hard to read some of these messages.
That's all good.
Mage in a Tower.
Mage in a Tower.
Good mage.
Starbuck 86X.
Nice. Thank you, Starbuck.
Yeah, Starbuck.
Kargoth 912.
Thank you, Kargoth. That's awesome.
Eridinsk.
Eridinsk.
Pull that one up. Thanks for all that you've done with the show. It's amazing. Definitely my favorite show. Happy to support the charity for you guys.
Oh, thank you, Eridinsk. That's awesome.
Alduin.
Alduin.
A small thank you for what you're doing. It's awesome. Keep it up. RJ Canuck, hashtag Critical Role.
RJ Canuck, thank you, buddy.
Tony Lone Fight, donate for 826LA.
Thank you, Tony Lone Fight.
Fighting the lone fight.
Good man.
The Crazy Nexie.
Crazy Nexie. Crazy Nexie.
You're crazy. So crazy, Nixie.
Furry Hunter 85, hope it helps a little.
Thank you, Furry Hunter.
It does.
Thank you.
It helps a lot.
Almost Heaven. This is becoming a weekly thing. Much love to the hashtag Critical Role crew.
Almost heaven,
Thank
more
you.
Becoming
like
a weekly thing for us
totally heaven.
Xander
Always
Invictus, worthy cause and worthy people to make my Thursday so enjoyable. Hashtag less than 3.
Oh, thank you, Xander.
Less than 3.
Thank you.
Nick's Death Sticks. I don't encourage violence.
Good on you, Neff.
Awesome.
That's well said. Well done.
Warm Custard. I was totally gripped tonight.
Thanks, Warm Custard.
Thanks, Warm Custard.
That's a weird thing to say out loud.
Ken Wheeler, incredible stream tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Ken Wheeler. You guys are awesome.
Sure enough, there's. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I know I'm getting more
we
now.
got a lot
Buzz.
Poltergeist 123.
Thank you, Poltergeist.
That's a good movie.
Ryan Ironwolf, great stuff, guys.
Ryan Ironwolf. Strong name.
Ironwolf.
Duemoko, thank you for a wonderful time. Thank you all for a wonderful time.
Thank you for watching, Duemoko.
Tone 17, another donation to a good cause to push karma in the party's favor.
Yay! We like good karma.
More 20s.
Yes.
Frisbee, thank you for letting us share your adventures. It means a lot to us too.
Thanks, Frisbee.
13 Modem, thanks Critical Role team.
Thank you, 13 Mode.
This is Boner Town. The least I can do for entertaining all of us.
Yeah, Boner Town.
I agree with Boner Town. You are the least we can do to entertain ourselves.
Lightning Gemini, I love Critical Role. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, Lightning Gemini.
Thanks, Gemini.
Wheelie Factoids, love you guys.
Yeah, Wheelie
Can't wait to finish
Factoids.
my knife for Liam and bear for Laura.
Wait, what?
What?
Sounds like they're making a knife for Liam and a bear for Laura.
How do you make a... Nope.
I encourage violence.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, guys. That's awesome.
I
Sith
encourage
Wizard,
bears.
every kid should know how to read. I love Critical Role. Matt, go for a TPK.
Don't listen to him.
Don't try to.
You know it's, from Zenjukin. You know it's good when you're worried for the characters on screen. Thanks a bunch and good luck.
Oh,
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Scavian, sure to riot.
Thanks, Gavian.
We're gonna get on that.
Poke Blaster Fighter, I love you guys so much and you guys make me laugh every time.
Thank you, Poke Blaster.
Thank you, buddy.
Dan Man Mountain, thanks Critical Rollers, great show tonight. Happy to give back. Hashtag 23FU.
I saw it in the chat room.
23FU. Meet Boner Town.
Hedinsk, Tiberius.
Tiberius is the lad. Nice, thank you, Hedins.
Fickle Pickle Tickler, hashtag Zach's Boner.
Pickle Pickle Tickler, that's great.
Hashtag Zach's Boner Jams. Thank you, Fickle Pickle Tickler.
Also lives in Boner Town.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, sincerely.
And one more. This will be the last one. Silent Kagamusha. Critical Role is why I am now addicted to and starting my first game of D&D.
Yes. Welcome.
Matthew Mercer is why I will DM, so I should help out.
Yeah.
Good on you, buddy.
Hey, if
Keep on the
if anyone
storytelling.
else donates after we go offline, I'll make sure these guys get the messages and that they're aware that you donated. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you,
guys.
seriously.
Killer,
Thank you.
killer show.
Thank
Amazing
you guys,
game, guys.
so much.
Thank you guys so much.
You're all amazing. I love you
for
so
watching.
much.
We're gonna go offline and then
Happy
come back
birthday.
up with the rebroadcast of Thursday, and you'll see this playing throughout the night and tomorrow morning, and it will be up on the website tomorrow. So
Yeah.
thank you guys.
In the meantime,
Thank
we'll see you next week.
Bye.